Hello YouTube, how you doing? This is Dwarf Therapist. I don't normally start in Dwarf Therapist, do I? Ooh, very exciting, very amazing. 51 adults, 9 children and 2 vulnerable babies. And of course 22 nicknamed characters. Orchimedes, Booksitebeard, Billy Bogrol, Buckshot Brigade, Curly 2, Dave V2, Defecatius, Druidsmead, Arian, His Holiness, Claygree, Murder Machine, Northwester House and Ocelot, Polycarp, Rando 303, Ravelin 3, Salford Sal, Scoundrel, that's me, Stairmaster 4000, or 400 as I've actually typed in there, Tidy, and Zastava. All very exciting. Very exciting indeed. Yes, that's right, Tidy, still alive. Congratulations. Let's go back over to the fortress and see what's going on. Obviously, I'm mainly focused on duping steel at the moment, although we have got a little sideline in turning adamantine thread into wafers, which is always good, isn't it? It's always nice to get some wafers going. What else have we got cracking here? What else have we got cracking? Lots of stray dogs being slaughtered, which is to be understood as a good thing, because we're getting ourselves some lovely leather, and we're sort of cutting down the population of dogs in the fortress, which was going to be a bit awkward, to be honest. It's getting a bit high. Getting a bit doggy in here. That's okay. It's okay, it'll all be sorted soon. Don't worry. I am glad that the Pope is still alive, says Righteous Boner. That's good, yes, he's doing well. Il Papa is okay. I love it when you call me Il Papa. Do you reckon he says that? Do you reckon he's driving along in the Pope mobile and they're playing that song? And he's like, all the people, the Swiss guard in there with him are like, oh, not this again. Come on, I know you're supposed to be the relatively cool Pope, like cooler than the Nazi Pope, but come on, you're not that cool. I don't think you can get away with this. Looks like training is going on. That's nice, isn't it? That was what I was doing. I was up in the textile zone, and I was trying to figure out how to get all these guys kitted out in armour. But it looks like it's going okay. We've got 10 suits of leather armour here. That's lovely. So I'm going to set my guys up with training armour. Let's go to the military screen. Let's go to the bridges of work. And then let's say N for uniforms. There we go. And I'm going to say C, add a uniform. Uniform 4. Okay. We're going for leather armour. Bosh. That's it. That's all it's got in it. Nothing else needed. And also, maybe weapon of choice. Can I do that? Capital W? There we go. Individual choice. Weapon. Bosh. There we go. Uniform 4. Do we give it a name? I think we should. We're going to give it the name Training. Train. Triane. Okay, let's try this again. Training. There. Lovely. Excellent. And then do I need to do anything to save the uniform? I don't think I do. I think I've created the uniform, haven't I? So we back out, go back to the military screen, go down to the bridges of work, and then we say, oh, hang on, maybe we do need to go into the uniform. Do we? Press U? That's not what I wanted. Let's try again. Military screen, bridges of work. N for uniforms, not U. U is supplies. Okay, that makes sense. So N for uniforms. And then training. How do we assign it to somebody? That's the thing. Overclothing, colour, delete uniform, armour, partial mattresses. I'm thinking maybe we need to go to the equipment screen and then that's where we assign the uniform, right? Bridges of work. U, capital U, assign uniform. Shift, enter, use for squad. Shift, enter, bash. So we should see everybody in this little area here suddenly break for the textiles zone. Take me to the textile zone. Here it goes. We should start seeing them coming over to the leather armour pile. Lovely. Very nice. Some of them have picked up leather armour, not all of them, obviously. That would be crazy optimistic thinking that was going to happen. But at least a good few of them have. Which means they'll be training in leather armour, which means their armour use skill will go up. It'll be good. Individual choice melee. Did I not pick melee? Did I just pick individual choice any weapon? Are some of them going to start picking up... Well, I don't think we've got any crossbows to pick up, so I don't think we need to worry about that. Just in case you're noticing me touching my nose a lot more than normal, I've got an enormous spot inside the tip of my nose, which is very painful. And I just can't help but keep... Where I've got a runny nose from hay fever, I can't help keep knocking it. It's very annoying. highly annoying. Right, it looks like they've got all of the armour, and it looks like they're back in here training again. This is nice. Look, let's hold it over them. Click. That's a baby. They're not training. Individual combat drill. Lovely. Good stuff. Nice. Okay, so back up here. Let's start looking at what's going on vis-a-vis duping of steel. Now, we can't do much interesting with this tin here, so I'm kind of tempted to just not really pay much attention to it. We're definitely running out of space for adamantine bars, so I'm thinking maybe making some tin bins would make more sense. First of all, it will get rid of the tin. Now, we are very much working on a steel leggings melting cycle full time here. If we're not careful, we're going to end up with not enough steel to do our basic weapons. Because I'm thinking, train them with steel, and when they're good, grant them adamantine armour and weapons, right? Actually, the training with steel is more for the guys making the weapons and armour themselves, rather than the people wielding them. We just want them to make good shit first, and then we let them use the adamantine. Otherwise, well, it's, you know, the world would be in hell in a handbasket. Madness. It's crazy. You don't let unskilled people use the adamantine. That'll cause massive mayhem in the fortress. We want them to be using only their best skills. Be your best dwarf. That's what we've got to say to them. Work your hardest. Do what you can. Actually, don't work your hardest. Just work smart. Work well. Do what you need to do. But, you know, it's okay to idle otherwise. Otherwise, we'll make the 12 idlers we've got feel self-conscious, and we don't want to do that. There's no point upsetting them. It's not like we've actually got tasks for them. I mean, to be fair, now that we know there's basically only tin in this mountain, we don't really have any tasks for our miners either. That said, maybe there's an opportunity here to find more adamantine. What do we reckon? They're not making a shitload of steel leggings, are they? Why? Surely I can't have 10 in this pile here, right? And they're not melting them either. Why no melting? Where are my smelters at, right? I've suspended the melt a metal object order for some reason. I don't know why, but they've done it. Right, let's look at this smeltery here. There we go. Now someone can come along and smelt these, and we'll get ourselves a lovely set of steel bars, which we can then roll back round into making more adamantine leggings. Sorry, steel leggings. God no, we don't want to make adamantine leggings. And over here, I'm going to say, make me some tin cages, not cages, tin bins. That's what we want. Just throw dwarves at the lava pit till their bodies turn to metal. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure that's the way to go. I'm pretty sure you'll need to use some Fist of the North Star style techniques to get metal bodies, which I'm not sure are available in the game. What am I making? Furniture. Tin. Bin. There we go. Alt W. Yes, please. And keep 5 to 10 in stock. That would be fantastic. Thank you very much. Lovely. Okay, at least we've got some people working on something that isn't just duping steel. Although, even the people who are supposed to be working on duping steel don't seem to be doing that right now. Let me check my armourers. How many armourers have we got in play right now? Because we should be training some people up. Ah, there's only 2 people who are active as armourers. So maybe it makes sense to put a few more people on the case. Ah, actually, if I make all of my weaponsmithers also armourers, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Commit, there we go. Hopefully they don't have any other interesting tasks that need doing. It's not going to matter too much, because we don't technically have any armour or weapons making tasks to distract them yet, but we'll see how it goes. Let's check my furnace operators too. I've got 3. To be honest, guys, I don't know why you're doing some of this other shit. I know you've got medical like stuff going on as a training, but to be fair, is it really needed right now? Nobody's injured, and anybody who was injured we would just let die. So, don't need you for leatherworking, or do we? No, don't need you for leatherworking. I'll leave their other skills activated for now. It looks like they've melted down the leggings, and that's resulted in a lovely set of steel. No, sorry, this guy's actually making tin bins. Very different proposition. Although the steel leggings don't appear to be extant anymore, which would indicate that they've been melted down. Oh, look, there's some steel bars. We do have some steel bars. So hopefully that's activated all of the orders for making steel leggings. No. No, why would it do that? Let's see if I've got a standing order on them. I have. So why have you not unsuspended my order for making steel leggings, sirs? There we go. That should result in someone rushing forth to grab that steel. We need to get a little bit made, and then we're going to be all good. Because at the moment we're still vulnerable to losing all of our steel to a mood, which is not ideal. Highly unideal, in fact. Bad, I would go as far as saying. Dear. Oh dear, I appear to have killed the viewing figures by playing armour earlier. Yikes. Oh well, never mind. I'm sure one day my figures will recover. Let's get the game back up because I've accidentally put a window over the top of it. That's not ideal. There we go. Fingers crossed that this armour duping scenario will unfold quicker than it appears to be at the moment. That could be a problem. Chuck the North. I see. We've actually got Chick Norris already in the fortress. Just in case you didn't know, there was a little chick that caved someone's head in with a kick. Very surprising. Weren't expecting that at the time. Here comes a lad with our first tin bin from this selection going up to the workstations. I'm presuming that's going to immediately be taken from its store place to somewhere else to store more stuff, because we definitely need more bins. Look at this, just tons of adamantine wafers sitting on the floor. Surely they can be binned up, right? I've definitely seen bars in bins. It's a thing. It's a thing. Ah, here comes another bin, that's good. Presumably going up to the stockpile room. Over... where's the bin one? It's this one, isn't it? I think it's that one. Let's watch with interest. Oh, actually they might be whacking it up here to get some of these blocks sorted, because we appear to have quite a few blocks. Oh no, there it is, it's going up there. Nice. And the other one, fantastic. So now anyone needs a bin, just come and grab it, it'll be great. Oh. The Forgotten Beast, Bokash Bisek Nunur, has come. An enormous three-eyed scorpion. It has a spiral shell and it squirms and fidgets. Its dark pink exoskeleton is wrinkled. Beware its poisonous sting. We will beware it, to the point of just not interacting with it. Excuse me, we're just going to stay here, up in the fortress, and be fine. You don't need to worry about stuff going on down here, dwarves. Just ignore it. Even if it is in the first or second cavern layer, it can't get to us. Everybody's going to be fine, don't panic. Why is there somebody sleeping on the floor in the barracks? We've actually given you beds for that. You could just go and sleep in the bed, right? Maybe? Question mark? Oh, maybe they're not even in the military. You're not even in the military? It's a bit weird. Why are you doing that? Just going to check to see if any skills have been gained over the last few seconds. They could be training up. In the Bridges of Work, how's our armour use skill going? Everybody's got level 1, which is kind of cool. They've also got level 1 shield use though, which cannot have come from training with shields because nobody has a shield in the fortress. Otherwise, everybody's still at level 3 for all their weapon skills. Bit boring. Bit boring. Oh, actually, somebody's picked up level 0 Axe Dwarf. Defecatius. Oh, okay. Can we catch the Forgotten Beast in the cage traps? We can't, Righteous, I'm afraid. Forgotten Beast's very difficult to get into a cage trap, unless it's been webbed by another creature, in which case, maybe. We've gone through an awful lot of palaver before trying to capture Forgotten Beasts, and let's just say it never quite panned out the way we'd hoped. Or at all. Oh, somebody dropped a bin and then picked it up again. That's unusual. Oh, someone's made some steel chain leggings. Very good. I would like you to smelt that metal object, please. Come on, guys. Come on. Don't just pause the order. Don't just pause the order. I wonder if what I could do is make it a standing order. Alt W, workflow constraint, Shift A. Select one of the possible outputs, bars of any metal. There we go. No, it's going to count on the outputs, which is bars of metal, rather than the inputs. That's no use. That's no use at all. X, delete. Go away. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Shift X, delete. There we go. So I'm just going to have to keep unsuspending the work orders, aren't I? That's no good. How about JM? Ah, yes. Q. Melt. Metal object. Perpetual order. Bosh. Success. As long as we've got a manager, that shouldn't be a problem. He says. Unconvinced. Let's look at our nobles and see if we have got a manager. Yep, Druidsmead the manager, very much alive and kicking. We've got a broker, we've got a bookkeeper. That's the only shit that counts, isn't it? Bauxitebeard is the mayor. Ugh, but they're also the bookkeeper, which is a pain in the arse. Because, frankly, 2 jobs is going to break him mentally. It's going to leave him quite unhappy. What does he need here? Decent quarters, dining room. Okay, let's go and have a look at the offices. How are we doing with offices? Build table. That's not how you do it. Build table. There we go. Going to put a table in all of these offices because, frankly, if I don't, they're not going to be very good as offices. There we go. Haven't got one for everybody yet. But that's fine. Chair. Chair. You know what? Let's do this in planning mode, just because it only requires 1 hit of the enter key rather than several. There we go, lovely. Okay, and we can also place beds. Oh, excuse me, hiccups and burps. Not a good sign. Although the way I've been feeling today, we may be well on the way to the triple. The burp, the fart, and the hiccup at the same time. Which would be quite an achievement, I think. Quite an achievement. Right, let's pop in some more of these. Doors here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Lovely doors. Right, let's just check to see everybody's got their auto-assigned offices. Come out the build menu. Right, that belongs to the mayor. No, the bookkeeper. That's the bookkeeper's office. So when these have been placed, we'll have to make a mayor's office. For now, though, let's build some cabinets. I think that's F, isn't it? It is. Lovely. Planning mode on. We'll bung some cabinets in. I think we'll put those in these corners here, just so everybody gets a good share of the cabinetry. Go. Lovely. Then what else do we want? We want containers, don't we? G. Nope, that's a bridge. H for containers. There we go. And planning mode. And we'll pop them next to the things. Oh, we need 2 in each office, don't we? It's usually 2 they want. So 1 there, 1 there. 1 there, 1 there. 1 there, 1 there. I don't know what it is about nobles wanting extra chests. What are they going to do with them? Not that I've got any more gear than anyone else, is it? It's weird. "30 years between books." That's a pretty impressive jump, Righteous. That's a pretty impressive jump. What series was it? I mean, I've had longer time jumps. Have you ever read Seven Eves? I've not finished it yet. I've got to get back into it. But apparently that's got a substantial time jump at some point in the story. Very substantial. Oh, hello. This one's been placed now. So we can make this the mayor's office. Size room. There we go. Assign to Bauxitebeard. Give it to the mayor. Lovely. This room here. We'll make another room. Assign chair. Who hasn't got one? Militia captain hasn't got one. Does he need one? Broker needs one for sure, right? Yeah, give the broker. Salford Sally. Salford Sally, bam alarm. In you go. You've got an auto allocate there for the broker. Very nice. Who's next? Actually, before I do that, I'm going to check to see if anyone actually needs an office. Perhaps need a guard, can have one dungeon master. We haven't got a dungeon master, we could get one of those on the go, couldn't we? Chief medical dwarf needs an office, or do they? I'm not sure they do actually. What's he missing? Decent dining room. Weapon rack, armour stand. Weapon racks and armour stands, definitely not a problem. Build, weapon rack, planning mode. Here we go. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, I'm going to put the weapon racks just next to the doors. Why not? One there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. Lovely. And then we go back. Also armour stand, please, in planning mode. And we'll pop those next to the weapon racks, which will be nice. Give everybody what they need, or just want, basically. Needs probably got very little to do with it. There we go, very nice. So they're going in. What else do the nobles want? What do you need, Bauxite Beard? Tell me more. Dining room. Okay. I mean, we could just dig a little dining annex off on the other end of each of these, or we could start thinking about our dining hall. We haven't really given the dining hall much thought, have we? We've got the food floor, which is where? Here. But we've barely put any thought at all into building. It'll give our diggers something to do, won't it? Let's have a couple of doorways here, like this. A little corridor that comes off, 2, 3. There we go. And then what shall we do? What shall we do? I think what we want to do is another little doorway here, and then we're going to make the room like that. Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to come over here and do that. Okay, we fill this bit in here. Very nice. And then off of these areas here, I'm going to do little alcoves. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 by 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And in each of these, this is going to fit. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wank stains. So, on this side, we say 2, 3, 4, 5. What? 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Oh my god. It's too hard. I'm only doing these 5 by 5 so we've got like a central place to put the pillars in. Pillars? The tables in. Go. Like this. And then we'll do the same on the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, there we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Get in there. Lovely. And then here, maybe we have like a special throne room bit that comes off like this. And then we'll have like a big extra special room over here for whoever ends up getting given kingship, if that even becomes an issue. Although we can make that at a lower priority because it's not particularly important. No, don't do that. Cancel. There we go. I could use the mouse to delineate this bit here, couldn't I? Boom, 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 boom. Actually, in that case, let's just go to priority 1. Get the corridor dug first. That's the priority number 1. Very exciting priority. Very premium priority. Primority. There we go. And then we go to stage 2, which will be to dig out this cavernous main dining hall. Like this. There we go. And then the little dining hall bits can be 4. And then 5 here. Lovely. Good. Let's unpause it and let the boys get digging. Hopefully some of them will turn up relatively quickly. What have we got going on here? Stay away from the Culture and Foundation series then. I keep people telling me to read those. I will get around to them eventually, I think. They've been recommended too many times not to. I think I might have them in audiobook somewhere. The Expanse book series. Yeah, I've watched the first TV season, and then I'm kind of like, well, I'm going to wait till it's all done, and then I'll binge the entire thing, because I'm going to die if I have to wait between seasons of this, I think. That's my plan, at least. Oh, that's a good point, Harold Beaver. The lure of other things is very strong when you compare them to books. I find it hard to sit down and actually get reading. Nothing important happened in the 30 years. Very good, very good. Sometimes media based on novels is good, and it's best to see that media before going into the novels, because, you know, usually the novels are a bit better. Let's see. I enjoyed the first season. I liked the guy who was the head of the Belter Rebels. He was pretty cool, with the funky accent that they've done. What happened there? Why have we suddenly popped over here? Oh, someone's had a baby. That's of no interest to me. Why are you telling me? Just going to check to see if we've got any development in our military. Having a look in Dwarf Therapist, and no, not really. Not really any development at all. Are they even training? That's the key. Individual combat drill, individual combat drill. Surely we can get them to do proper training though, right? Maybe I should turn down the number of people required to turn up. Bridges of work, schedule, no scheduled order. So let's not train with 10 minimum. Let's edit the orders. Say 7 soldiers minimum. So 3 of them don't need to be done. And then we copy, paste, 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 paste. Good. There we go. Hopefully that will result in some group training. That'll be good. Excuse me. Okay. How's the duping going? Are our melt orders finally being done? Nope, all suspended. Although we've got a couple of pairs of leggings now, that's good. So if I unsuspend these melt a metal object orders. Melt a metal object for me, boys, melt a metal object for me. We can't get any more adamantine wafers smelted up because we've used all our thread. Let's have a little look at the stock screen. How many bars of adamantine have we got? 63. It's not as many as I would have liked, to be quite honest. Maybe I should head down and look, see what else we can get. Perhaps. We need to get these dining halls all smoothed as well, don't we? So, with that in mind, designate smooth. Let's just take what we've got, this first area here. Get that all smooth. Go on. Get a head start on ourselves. It looks like we've got all the offices done. Oh, another baby. Not very important. Please stop looking for babies. We don't need them. I mean, you can keep making them if you want, but, you know. Then again, judging by the surface, it might be our only source of new dwarves. We might have to. Yeah, Lynch's Dune is, like Righteous says, if you don't know the book at all, it has, I mean, it looks okay. Visually, it's a compelling movie, but when you sort of like compare it to the book, and it just falls flat. It doesn't feel like it's really doing what it needs to do. I'm excited for Denis Villeneuve's one though. That's going to be pretty interesting, I think. A lot of the things he said, a lot of the stuff coming out, like visuals of the Fremen and stuff, that looks pretty good. And apparently they're not making Paul Atreides the main character. I can't remember who they said. It might be Gurney Halleck, I'm not sure, but they're making somebody else the main protagonist in the film. So that'd be interesting. Should be good. Should be good. No one's coming to do any of the smoothing yet, which is a bit worrying. But we are getting a lot of mining done, so that's nice. It's good to know. Okay, we've got any more steel appearing? Oh, look, we're getting a nice little cluster of steel here. This is good. We may get to the point where we don't have to keep unsuspending stuff, because there's always stuff to melt, stuff to smelt. That'd be good. Stuff to melt and stuff to make with. There we go. Come on, just make steel leggings. For God's sake, it's not that hard, is it, dwarves? The guy I told to make tin fucking bins is cracking on with it. If you could just get on with it, that would be lovely. Excuse me. Come on. Somebody come along and turn those steel bars into leggings. As long as once we get to the point where there's more steel bars than there are dwarves at any one time able to work on making leggings, we should end up in a pretty nice situation where all of the thing goes into a continuous loop. Or at least that's what I'm imagining. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, there's still loads of adamantine wafers in here. Fuck off, fly. Hopefully it's not a brundlefly. I was listening to a podcast last time I went down Sainsbury's at the weekend called The Good Friends of Jackson Elias. It's like a Call of Cthulhu horror movie kind of thing. And they were talking about the 80s Fly movie. And I regard that as like an absolute classic, an incredible movie. And they were like, they didn't like it at all. I was very shocked. I thought they'd have enjoyed it, but apparently not. Apparently they found it to be a bit shit, which was a shame. But hey, it takes all sorts. It takes all tastes. One of them said that the 50s version was better than the 80s version. And I was like, question mark? Excuse me? That's a Cronenberg masterpiece you're talking about right there. The director, not the beer. I love a bit of David Cronenberg. Nightbreed is one of my all-time favourite movies for visual effects, at least. For special effects, rather, not visual effects. The visual effects are of their time and therefore not perfect. But the practical effects in it are amazing. Very good indeed. Very powerful effects. Let's have a look at chat. The Fly scared the hell out of me when I watched it, especially the cat/monkey thing. That never made it into the theatrical cut. So you may have seen like a special edition, director's cut or something, because the cat monkey thing was excised from the original version. Although you may be thinking of the sequel, The Fly 2, with Eric Stoltz playing the son of Brundlefly. That had a fly dog in it, I think. Migrants? Oh, they're fucked. We'll have to see what happens. On TV? Interesting. Can't disagree with you there, Japs. Cronenberg is he's got some amazing movies. Amazing. I love Rabid, Shivers. I saw most of the movies of his that I saw on Channel 4 in the UK really late at night, or I'd like video them overnight. Although a lot of them I watched when I was quite significantly younger, so my opinion of them may have changed if I rewatched, but I'm pretty sure I saw The Fly recently and really enjoyed it. That's interesting. Are you sure it was the original version? Because as I understood it, the fly cat thing, the cat monkey thing, was removed. It was a deleted scene. Because they removed it because they thought it expelled all sympathy for Seth Brundle too early in the movie. Could be it, yeah. Videodrome is quite a good one, but it's not. I don't think it's one of his best. So what are we doing about these migrants? I don't think they're getting in, you know. Let's have a look at our current intruders. The siege just fucked off. The siege just fucked off. We've got a few undead left behind, but nothing crazy. We've got a named horse skeleton. That's going to be a bit of a beast. Skeletons are very bad news for us. So what do we do? Do we open the gates? I suppose we can. We've got the trap array, and we don't have that many dwarves. As long as I call an alert and make sure nobody goes up to the surface, we should be fine. I'm going to do it. I'm going to set everybody to the burrows. There we go. And we're going to pull open the outer gate because it will let some extra lads in. Where's it going? Here it is. Front gate, surface gate. Add pull now. There we go. Back up to the surface we go. Hopefully El Migrantes will get in. It'll be nice. And hopefully they won't all be turned into undead surface botherers. That would be a problem. While we're waiting for them to come in, let's quickly go over to Dwarf Therapist and see what they're like. I'll let you keep watching the gate to see if they make it in. I'm just going to go and check by migration wave in Dwarf Therapist. It looks like there were 10 of them at first, 2 of which are underage. A baby and a baby. 2 babies. Oh god. Not seeing any exciting vanilla skills. Any military prowess? Not really. 1 kill among them all, which is Nick Driver-Ran, the human, and 3 points of Hammerdorf skill. Not particularly excited by any of these. I mean, we could even shut the gates and leave them out there, but that almost seems too cruel. Even for Dwarf Fortress. Fox Saturday at the Movies. Don't even know that. Is that like an American or Canadian TV segment for movies? I first saw Aliens on TV as well. There were scenes, Newt getting abducted in the water by an alien, the full sentry gun scene that weren't on the original VHS versions and in the theatres. See, I used to have a VHS of the extended version with all those extra scenes in, and the bits where Hadley's Hope was still populated before the aliens took over. Man, yeah, I had that. Hello, looks like we've got an undead horse trying to make it into the fortress. We'll see if that makes any difference. Let's have a look. We had 59. Oh, we've lost 3 dwarves. And I'm guessing, yeah, 3 of them from the last migration wave. They didn't make it. Funnily enough, none of the people who died were the babies. Interesting. Interesting. I would have expected the babies to be among the first to die, but apparently the dwarves managed to protect them. Which is nice, I suppose. It's good, isn't it? Videodrome is a masterpiece. Come on, the vagina prop is one of the best I have ever seen. Yes, I don't know. I like every piece of it is good. It's just as a whole, overall, I find the ending quite unsatisfying. I know it's supposed to leave it open as an interpretable ending, but I don't know. It just left. The ending didn't really wrap it up in the way I felt was satisfying. Not saying it's a bad movie by any stretch. Although, having said that, if I had to choose a director, it probably wouldn't be Cronenberg. It would be John Carpenter. Although we've definitely had this discussion on the channel before. Almost definitely. American super edited and commercial movies on Saturday afternoons. Ah. Death to the old flesh, long live the new flesh. That's right. That's right, that's how it goes. Right, the undead appear to be swarming down the stairs. Hopefully, our traps will capture them. But there's no guarantees there. We have a fairly substantial array, though. I feel like it's unlikely they'll... Oh, what's this? Why have we suddenly... Oh, someone's withdrawn from society. A gem setter. Zoom to the location. Let's follow for a minute and see where they go. We do have a gem setters workshop, so hopefully they'll take that. That'll be good. Well, if you've ever been struck by a strange mood and created an artifact off the back of it raveling, maybe it was you. Maybe that was what happened. Okay, out they go, and they've gone to grab just any old gem. Any old gemstone. We're unlikely to see anything particularly exciting. Oh, they've begun their mysterious construction already. Wow. Oh, there's a corpse on the stairway. 2 animals captured, that's good. Let's have a quick look at the others and see how many undead have we got remaining uncaged. 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 left. A wild boar skeleton. a ghostly merchant and a ghostly merchant. Well, both of those can be undead. Sorry, dismissed. So let's do that. Let's go over to our crafts dwarves and say, please create for me some slabs. Alt S, slab engraved for you. Add slab engraved for you. Should be good otherwise, right? Not memorialized. Add, not memorialized. Add, not memorialized. Entombed. Man, I remember Entombed. Every time I see that, it pops into my mind. I should go and listen to Entombed again. But I never get round to it. Never quite get round to it. Okay. Can I turn off the alarm yet? Or do I want to try and get these other undead to come into these places? Let's have a little look. Where are the untrapped undead? Miles out on the surface. I mean, that's not particularly worrying. What about another one? Let's have a look. Where's the other one? Also up there. Oh, that's a ghost. A restless haunt, generally troubling past acquaintances and relatives. The spirit has not been properly memorialized or buried. Ooh. It's law balancing. I wonder if it's any relation to law from Next Generation. Hope that will be in trouble. Oh shit, he's actually pretty close to the old. Mind you, he's a ghost for dismissing, isn't it? So there's only one other undead, isn't there? We've already established this, you fool. It's fairly close to the entryway, but not right next to it. I mean, I'd like it to come down and get captured, because once that's been captured, we don't really have to worry about all this bobbins up on the surface, and we can come collect it, bury some corpses, that kind of stuff. Although while it's out there, we are quite worried. Wild boar skeleton. Where are you now? It's just there. We could try rushing it with the military. Let's follow it for a sec, see where it goes. Going anywhere, wild boar, or are you just hanging around, causing trouble, acting all shady out there? Go on. Come into the building. Come into the fortress. Get yourself killed. I don't trust my military to finish you off yet. We don't have the materials that we require to deal with you. But I would like to be able to send people out onto the surface to deal with some of these corpses and all of this bobbins that we've got lying on the ground. We've got cages, we've got all sorts of crap. To be honest, this is an undead wild boar skeleton, so even if it had any meat on it, I don't think we'd be wanting to eat it just in case. It might be a bit foul, and not in the sense of water birds. Time. 1:30. We're all good. We're all good. Stop panicking, everybody. Calm down. Come on, boar, into the fortress. Quick. Get caught in a cage. Oh my god, you're taking too long. Why so slow? Let me guess, it's been horribly wounded? Oh no, we're on to 28 frames a second. That's why. Let's not follow it forever. Let's... Oh! Lorbam Nerlicott the Gemsetter has created Ekotat, a perfect red zircon. She claims it as a family heirloom. Nice. Is there anything special about a perfect red zircon called Mighty Match? Let's have a little look. This is a perfect red zircon. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with bands of single-cut red zircons. Oh, zircons on zircons. Zirconception. Okay, you coming down yet, undead boar? Let's see if we can find you. Oh my god, it's still just sitting there in the entry hall. Although it is now past the gate, so we can't technically keep it on the surface away from us. We have to allow it into the fortress. Although it doesn't seem to be coming into the fortress at all. Oh no, tell a lie. Let's check its wounds. It's not all smashed up, is it? If it's all smashed up, we could... Oh, it's all fucked up. upper body, lower body, neck, head, right front leg, left front leg, right front hoof, left front hoof. Right, it's only its back rear hoof, right rear hoof and left rear hoof, and its eyes that are intact. Which is weird for a skeleton. I mean, you don't often see skeletons with eyes. That's a weird thing. Giant zircon pinky ring. A red pinky. Or a pinky red. We could just rush it with the military. You know what? I'm going to do it. Let's see how they fare against a highly damaged wild boar skeleton. Here we go. Kill the wild boar skeleton, my boys. Get in there. Come on. Killy, killy. Killy, 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 killy. Hopefully they're going to have their leather armour on. It's the only thing they have. And hopefully some of them will have picked up weapons. That'd be nice. That'd be very nice. I'm not seeing much happening here. The boar is advancing ever so slowly. If it kills any of our guys, I'm going to be horrified. Here comes the first wave. Bang! Get in there. Fight it. Kill it. Destroy it. Do it in. Okay. It's dead! Hooray! Time to remove the alert and get everybody up on the surface reclaiming shit. No? Alert? No? Oh my god. There we go. That's the ticket. So the alert is over, and now people can come collect all this bobbins on the surface. To which I say D, B, C for reclaim, and then we reclaim all that. That's on the wrong floor. We reclaim all this. Gosh, some of it's still on the wrong floor. Down the floor. Well, there's a thing I've been watching. Me and Kel have been watching this thing on Netflix called Lock and Key, which is pretty good. Enjoyable sort of Saturday afternoon fare. Not that we're watching it on Saturday afternoons, we're generally watching it Sunday mornings and that, but it's all good. Right, there we go. That's lots of stuff unforbidden. Hopefully they'll bring it in. And I'd have the unforgiven. Do 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 do. A serious buff to your backhand. Oh, a giant zircon pinky ring. Yeah, cut people's faces up. Terrible stuff. Right, let's get some of these bad boys buried. We've probably got some slabs to put into our little storage zone now, haven't we? Build, Alt-S, slabs. Let's bung some more down this back wall. Go. X to check for memorials. That one. Alt-S. There. X to check for memorial. Go. Alt-S. Go down. Place one there. X to check for memorials. Bosh. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Don't worry. Memorial. Alt-S. Enter. X. Another memorial. And I think that was it, wasn't it? Because there were no more to be placed. But let's just be careful and check. Make sure we're not missing any. Nope, it's all good. It's all good. Getting the cage traps replaced and reset, that's very good as well. Hopefully our military will get back to training. I'm just going to check that none of them took any serious damage. Let's look at the... let's have a look here. The wild boar skeleton is fighting. It looks like they mainly got away. Bit of muscle bruising and shoulder pulling. But that's about it. Oh, a pigtail sock got torn to shreds. Oh my goodness. And some people did take a bit of damage, but we're okay. We're okay. The ghostly merchants have been put to rest. That's good. Do we have any empty coffins anymore? Ah, we do. Yeah, we've got loads of coffins available. Yeah, no need to panic about coffins. Calm the fuck down about coffins, please. What's this stuff buzzing around in our corpse area? Rats! That makes sense. I don't think we have any cats. Generally speaking, if you don't have cats, you can end up with a problem with rats. Oh, spot the vomit. People seem to be taking their trips to the surface very poorly. Oh god, my nose, my hay fever's really kicking in. I've even had a tablet earlier and it's not doing its job. Excuse me while I just go and grab some tissue quickly. 1 sec. Back very shortly. It says, not knowing where the tissues are. Don't worry, I'll find them. Oh, thank you very much, Curly Fries. Much appreciated. There we go, I'm back. I've had to do a little bit of kitchen roll though. No actual tissues available. I think they've gone upstairs. Right, back again. And welcome back, Curly Fries. Thank you very much for the sub again. Much appreciated. Oh, wonderful. You're still alive in the fortress, by the way, so I wouldn't worry. You haven't been killed yet. Although, you know, we've had a few undead sieges, so don't expect immortality. That would be a little bit of a tall order. Excuse my windy pooper. Good lord. Well, we've been a bit more conservative about opening the gates in this fortress, to be honest. We've been a lot more careful about who we allow in. Large llama wall braze. What's that? Is that just a truncated brazier? Oh, look, there's loads of fucking elf stuff up here, isn't there? Because they had that wagon get attacked by the undead. That was cool. Okay, let's go to the super storeroom. In fact, no. I'll tell you what. I'm going to dig an annex off of the super storeroom. And it's going to be... where am I going to do it? Up here. So here's our little annex. Annex, are you okay? Are you okay? Annex. I'm going to make it priority 3. There we go. Just a little bit off. I'm going to make it fairly substantial. Like that. And then... like that. And that's going to be just unsorted crap. I'm just going to put whatever in there, just to get stuff off the surface. Although I do need to do some clothes stockpiles, don't I? Let's try that. P, what's clothes? Just to get it in from the surface. Is there a clothes one, or is it just in a cloth stockpile? Or is it finished goods? Let's check cloth stockpiles and find out what we've got here. That's... that should be cloth, shouldn't it? It is cloth. Let's have a little looky. It's not clothes, it's this one. That's cloth as well, but that's for actual cloth. Does it count as only armour? It's all cloth. Is all clothes under armour? Are all clothes under armour? I'm being a little bit overpowered by the music. Okay, let's turn the music down. Just a smidgerino. Or I could get closer to the microphone, but that can't happen right now. I'm just getting comfy. I'm leaning down. It's good. There we go. A little bit better. Is that a little bit nicer? A little bit less overwhelming? Right, there we go. Let's wait for the idlers to finish bringing everything up, because we're getting stuff brought down now anyway as it is, so we don't need to panic too quickly. I could always go and start a stockpile for sand gathering, because I get the feeling we might be picking up some bags out of here. Certainly a lot of cloth, I'm guessing. Man, there's so much crap out here. So much crap. Cancels give water, clean patient, no water source. Ah, okay, there's no surface water at all, is there? It's all down in the caverns. And we were a little bit concerned about flying doodads coming for us. Can I build a well yet? Let's go down to see if we can... oh, we've got the thing in, haven't we? Has this been hooked up? It has been hooked up to this lever. Okay, that's cool. Well, in that case, let's build a fucking well then. DH. Bang. Actually, DH priority 1, so we don't wait for it to happen forever and then forget about it. Okay. We'll wait here for them to do that, then we'll build the well. I should check to see I can build a well. Needs open space. Yeah, sure. I've got the ingredients, right? I'm sure I made tin chains, but I'm going to put orders in for 4 more anyway. That should be fine. Should be fine. Who needs water when you have booze? Apparently, sick people, not even the babies, drink water. Sick people and prisoners. That's who gets water. You also need it for washing as well, though, so that is kind of an important part of hospital life. Or at least modern hospital life. Prior to the arrival of certain figures on the scene, it wasn't important. Excuse me. I'm trying to lean off camera frame, and no such thing is happening. All I've done is reframe myself in the lower third. What a fool. What a fool. Sorry about this. Can't help myself. Oh, curly fries. Thank you very much. It's very nice of you. Much appreciated. Good lord. That's a very rare. That is what you call a rare Pepe. That's an unusual notification to see on this stream. But thank you very much for making it slightly less rare. Much appreciated, curly fries. Lovely. I will probably spend it all on drugs and sugar. How about that? Maybe a bit of booze. Oh no, wait a minute. Booze is a drug. What am I talking about? What have we got going on here? Oh, Salford Sal's had another fucking baby. My God. She must have a fanny like a windsock these days. She must have... Well, how many is that now? 4 or 5? The dwarven babies don't come easy. They're like fucking breeze blocks. At least in my headcanon they are. All like sharp edges and corners. Not working on the dump area miners, or is that a foolish thought for me? Should I not be thinking about the dump area? Because they've dug out this dining hall now. Oh look, the smoothing's mostly been done as well. Let's designate more smoothing to get done. All this bit here can get done. That's fine. No need to panic there. And we'll leave the rest of it to get dug out. That'll be fine. Good. It's 2 idlers, 0 idlers. It looks like they're bringing most of the guff from the surface where it needs to be, which is good. Right, have they suspended the orders? Ah, crap, we're saving. Hang on. The back end of a welly. A wizard's sleeve. In my mind, though, surely you mean the top end of a welly, because the back end of a welly is the heel, which isn't open at all. Are you suggesting that the dwarves give birth through a series of small channels in the sole of a boot? That makes no sense. No. That's not how dwarven babies work. Come on. Finish saving. Please. All I want to do is do some Dwarf Fortress game. Please. Don't make me wait. To be the back end is where you insert your foot. I mean, sure. If you're upset with somebody, maybe. No, I mean, yeah. The back end, you reckon? Because that would indicate me that the Wellington boot is no longer upright as it would be when worn. It's like to the side. I don't know. Oh. Sorry, scratching an itch there on the back. It's been dealt with now. It's all good. Man, this save is taking a bit too long. I'm not sure I'm happy with this. Come on, Dwarf Fortress. Don't be like that. Don't be a little Dickens. Come on. We must have made a shitload of tin bins by now, looking at the amount of tin that's been used up. This was all the way up to the wall here. Mind you, it's nowhere near the amount of cassiterite we've actually got. There's fucking tons of that shit knocking around. Right. Oh my god. Forms twisted from their nature. Legion of the Night. What hope remains? Okay, let's it's paused, it's good. Let's find out what we've been attacked by. Invader. A mistake of galley trades. Oh dear. Okay, gonna unpause it briefly. Where are they? On the corner there. Okay. They coming back in, or are they wandering off? Sometimes they just bugger off straight away. It doesn't look like it. There's a few more coming in. I'm thinking we may need to set the alert and close the gates. Yeah, look. They're all coming. Okay. Getting everything indoors was fun while it lasted, but it's got to come to an end now. So military, alert, call everyone to the burrow, unpause, and then once we see people flooding in the gates, hopefully we will see people flooding in the gates. I don't know what people have been doing on the surface. They're supposed to only be coming up and picking up the shit outside the gates, but I'm seeing people coming from further afield. Yeah, look down there in the little nook down here. Where have you gone? Coming into the fortress? There we go, there's a few more of them. That's nice. Come on people, we've got to close this outer gate. Wade through the vomit river, get back into the fortress, and then you can figure out what you're doing after that. Just... Okay, sorry, I thought I heard one of my kids. This fort has gone much better than I thought it had. I thought it would. It's I thought we were going to get wiped out pretty quickly once the undead started turning up, but when we got the little trap corridor in and we started closing the gates more frequently, I feel like we had a few more... everything went a bit better. Much as we weren't getting anything done, or like allowing any traders to come in, or many what's names, you know, migrants, it was at least stable. And we do have a situation here where we can seal the fortress up, and we're probably not going to have anyone die unless they get a horrible mood. Ugh. Frame rate, horrible. 19, not good. I'm sure I saw someone coming, but there's still someone coming outside. What are you up to, sir? What's your plan here? Why you take so long? Let's check the invaders again. Fewer invaders than I thought so. We've got Sunless Slayers, Mistakes of Galley Trades, and that's about it. I thought we had more stuff coming, but apparently not. Neopex and Rexus, the Forgotten Beasts, are all still here as well, but frankly they're down in the caverns, so they're not going to have much to do with anything else. Even our current intruders are unlikely to face them, unless we take some measures to get them up on the surface. I mean, we could do that, couldn't we? Now that we're getting near to having a military, will the game difficulty increase? Only if we try to fight stuff with that military. Because our military is currently, and this is putting it very kindly, shit. They're not good. They military start very, very weak. What's this guy hauling? Has he got a kangaroo corpse? He has, hasn't he? He's sitting there carrying a fucking kangaroo corpse. He's also dizzy, nauseous, and distracted. Okay. But sure, but is that because you're carrying a horrible corpsey kangaroo? A kangaroo buck mangled corpse. I mean, do we need that? Is that really a vital accoutrement of day-to-day living? I don't think it is, to be fair. I feel like you should probably dump it. Forget about it. Forget about it. I don't know if anyone else is outside on the surface. Can anybody see anyone? It doesn't look like there's anybody out on the surface. We might be able to close the gates. The thing is, though, anybody who is still on the surface is being basically sentenced to death. Let's fly the invaders. Where have they gone? They've gone high. They're coming round the edge of the volcano, which is not an optimal route to getting to us. In fact, it's a fairly shit route getting to us, if I'm honest. Then again, could be wrong. They could probably sweep down pretty quickly. It's steep. If they jump, they're going to get straight there. Come on, people, get into the fortress. I know the frame rate's low, I know you can't move particularly fast, but god dang it, Bobby, get in. Come on. Did we close the gate? I mean, we've got a couple of peeps come in, it's looking all good. I'm not seeing any obvious stragglers outside. I mean, anyone who is straggling, it's taken so long to get in, they're either a dangerous distance away from the gate and likely to be getting here after the undead, or they're wounded and can't move fast enough, which is basically the same thing. Maybe it's time to pull the gate. Is it the same world as the previous fort that went to shit? Yes, it is the same world, hence the vast number of undead creatures knocking around. We're basically on the other side of the world. The previous one was in the sort of central western area, and we're now in the northeast of the map. So it's quite a way away from the original one, but I didn't really take into account the fact that this entire map is peppered with undead towers. There's necromancer towers everywhere. Right, we're doing it. We're pulling the gate shut. Where's the levers? Here are the levers. This one's the surface gate, right? No, that's the front gate. That's the surface gate. And pull. Do it now, Bosh. Let's go up to the surface and watch. Hope to high heaven that it closes. Otherwise we're going to have to... Up there we go, all good. And then we can remove the alert. And everything will be tickety-boo. Hunky-dory. Good. Good, and that takes us up to like 50 odd frames. Oh, no. I thought we were going to get 50 frames a second. But we're getting 29 frames a second, which is not ideal, but... Hey, we're under siege. It could be worse. It could be worse. And the fact we've got 0 idlers at the moment is interesting. That kind of indicates to me that there is stuff to be done at least. Did they get all the corpses in? That's what I want to know. He clearly does think we need the mangled kangaroo. Hello, Marty Party. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. You too. Why is the FPS so low? Probably because people want to do tasks outside the fortress. They're probably looking to see if they can do it, doing the pathing algorithm and then being denied. That's probably it, I would guess. Hello, Hibernoway, welcome back. Apologies everyone for the snotty sounds I'm making. It's hay fever season for me, and I am in a state of abject mucosal nightmarishness. Hello, what happened there? We've got a pink notification. A stray giant grey squirrel has been missing for a week. Oh, okay. It's alright, just bother me with any old nonsense. It's not important that it's actually an interesting notification. Thanks, bye. Fucking idiots. Right, we had 56 adults, 9 children and 4 vulnerable babies. We now have 55 adults, 9 children and 5 vulnerable babies. So either we've lost an adult or one of them reverted into a baby? Seems unlikely, to be honest. I'm not going to put much stock in any theories that revolve around that idea. Then again, it is a magic fantasy realm, and supposedly anything could happen. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, right, so let's have a look over the fortress again. This is all fine down here. Why has all this crap been dropped? Silver maul, copper left gauntlet, copper right gauntlet, bronze low boot. What the hell? Pigtail trousers, leather cap. Right, don't dump all this shit. Unless it's covered in vomit. It probably is covered in vomit. Probably do dump it, but we'll, for now. DBC for reclaim. Sorry. We want to claim all this crap here. There we go. Hopefully that will result in some good shit. Oh dear, pardon me. My t-shirt does indeed say boom in the style of Doom, and if I lift it up a little further, you can see a silhouette of Ash from The Evil Dead as he gives his "This is my boomstick" soliloquy. Soliloquy? Is that correct? Is that correct? Hang on, let me just check this. There we go. There it is, right there in chat for anybody who's interested. It is Army of Darkness indeed. What a movie. What a movie. Sam Raimi at his peak, in my opinion. People say the Spider-Man movies are the movies that people should remember Sam Raimi for. I say, chop, pish and fipsy. Nonsense. It's the Evil Dead movies, for sure. Actually, that's unfair to him. That's like very front-loading his career. I'm sure there's lots of other cool shit. Excuse me. That's right. He threatens the medieval peasantry with a sales pitch for a shotgun. Which, to be fair, they were rightfully cowed by. I mean, if someone turned up in a time machine and started firing lasers, I'd be confused. Why is Cryptbeard still upset? Oh, decent dining room. Yeah, none of them have got decent dining rooms. It's all good, though. It's all good. Don't panic. We'll get the dining room sorted eventually. It'll be fine. Still a lot of unfinished bedrooms and stuff like that over here. Seeing as we've now got 50 odd dwarves, there's bound to be a few dwarves knocking around with no bedrooms. I can't be asked to faff around with it right now, though. I'm more excited by the idea of duping up steel. What have we got here? More tin bars. That looks like another steel. Hello. It looks like... Oh, no, they are. They're turning off metal objects. Although they're also forging steel leggings, which is nice. Good. Good. Don't forbid melting metal objects. Oh, that was not what I wanted to happen. Oh dear. My nose is really getting to me, actually. That I may be ending the stream relatively early because I'm not feeling tip-top. Sorry. But we'll see how it works out. There's a Happy Hardcore mix that I've listened to for years that has that speech in it. I've never been a fan of Happy Hardcore. Kel, on the other hand, really doesn't mind it. She quite likes it, in fact. And so do the kids. But it's not really my genre. Not really my medium of music. More of a... Or I was more of a punk and metal guy, but I'm now much more of a classical man. I like a bit of movie soundtrackage. A bit of music soundtrackage. Or a little bit of synthwave. Been enjoying that lately. A little bit of synthwave. Oh dear. Looks like the items are getting marked to melt, so it is happening. That's the main thing. We should probably go to the stock screen to check out our steel bars situation. Ah, 7. We're getting there. We're getting there. This is good. Oh god, did they dig the hole out for the fucking... Okay, yeah, I know you're dehydrated. They did. Build well. Place well there. Make it out of, yep, slate blocks. Bloodthorn buckets and sure, alpaca wool ropes. No, make it out of tin chains. There we go. Excuse me. That's it. We'll have a well soon. Nice. That means all these dehydrated orders can go fuck themselves. Nobody can be dehydrated ever again because we have access to water and potentially giant bat-winged nightmarish creatures that could fly up from the depths. But let's keep our fingers crossed that doesn't happen, shall we? Let's hope that doesn't occur. Okay, this never got... This was a bit of a waste when it came down to it. Let's keep going down to the adamantine level. A bit further down. Here we go. So, presumably, we can dig out this at least. Excuse me, fucking hell. And this, we don't need to dig out this and that. That's all cool. Those are all diggable bits of adamantine that can get processed. Part of me thinks try digging into the hot stone to see what happens, but we are so low down. The magma could very well be on the other side. Oh dear. We have got a bridge that we can close up if it breaches, but if it breaches, then that's all the adamantine we've ever found essentially gone. Which I'm not very chuffed about. That's not an idea I want to think about too much. Excuse me. Last of the Mohicans. I've not heard a synthwave mix of that, but I know I probably know the tune you're thinking of. I do love a bit of Last of the Mohicans. Excuse me. Oh god, revolting. Sorry, should have muted that. Oops. The time in Armour, Curly, was good fun, but I don't think I'm going to be streaming it too much. It's not hugely popular, but might be organising some multiplayer games, so do keep your eyes open for that. Oh, it was Night Fury who was interested in the Armour games, wasn't it? Anyone who bought it in the current sale, you know, I might be interested in doing some stuff like that. Oh, not Synthwave Last of the Mohicans, just the theme itself. Although, having said that, the Last of the Mohicans would probably make a good Synthwave remix, wouldn't it? I think it would work. What do you mean, no water source? Fuck off with your nonsense. You just built a well. Oh, is it not finished yet? Needs an architect to finish it off first. That's fine. That's fine. It'll be all good. Oh, someone's cancelled something to do with leggings because they're frightened. Why were you frightened? What were you frightened by, sir? Why the frights? What scared you? I don't see anything scary. Anyone see anything scary? We got any ghosts? We got any ghosts? Not that I can see. Huh. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. It looks like the duping is now going in full swing, and they've started putting all the bars in bins, which is a very nice sign. I do like that. I do like it. Oh, excuse me. Crivens. Have we got a manager order for extracting strands? No. Extract metal strands. There we go. Let's keep that going. Oh, I didn't put a thing in, did I? Remove. Add queue. Strands. Spot that wrong. There we go, and should be right. We should have a smelt adamantine order standing as it is. Quite pleased with the rate at which we're duping steel. This should get us a nice bit of armour smithing skill. Maybe I should change some of the orders to make steel hammers instead, or steel swords, just to get people trained up. And we want to get them melted down as well. So, in this stockpile, the auto melt one, we're going to go to weapons, enter, or enable, there we go. We're going to forbid everything. Oh, not those. Ugh. What was it called? Permit, that was it. We don't want stone stuff. We do want steel stuff. Weapons. Maybe I just make a weapon stockpile that holds everything. Excuse me. Oh dear. You know what? Let's just put all weapons in. All steel weapons come into this stockpile and get melted down. That'll work. And then we can add order for. Let's do it in the tin bin one. Add weapons and ammunition, steel, warhammer, Alt W. Yeah. I don't want any more than 10. That's cool when it's an option. And then this one over here, I would like you to make swords. So, weapons, steel, short sword, W, yep, Shift A, yep. And then this one here, we can add weapons and ammunition. Let me just check the military skills of our squad. They currently like using hammers, covered, swords, covered, spears, maces. Spears and maces. That's cool. In that case, let's make some spears. Steel spear. Oh dear, excuse me. And then it was maces, wasn't it? We got warhammers, spears, short swords, maces. Add weapon armor, steel, mace. There we go. Alt W, yes. Shift A, enter, done. Excuse me. So, yes, you can dupe other metals as long as you use the right. It's the thing you're making that takes fewer bars to make than it does to than you get out of melting it, basically. So, I think leggings cost 1, and you get 1.5 or something, or 2 bars out. Why is the farmer dehydrated? What is the farmer doing that's getting him dehydrated? That's the question. Let's check out the well. Has it been built yet? Of course not. Of course we need an architect. Why would anybody come and do that? Let's go down into the deep adamantine mines. I should really put a hotkey down there, shouldn't I? I probably did actually, didn't I? Oh, there's a load of stuff here that we can definitely dig. Look. How long has that been there? Dig. There we go. Let's get priority 1, please. Go, dig that out. I mean, this should all be diggable, right? Without opening up the gates to hell? Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to get my dick out and actually do some digging. There we go. Yeah, I thought so, Harold. I thought so, but we'll see. We shall see. I mean, most of this is probably fairly safe, right? Once we've dug out that stuff on the floor above, we'll start teasing a bit more of this out by digging some of the hot rocks. See how that works. Oh, Jesus fucking wet. Maybe we could build some sort of bund around them so that if we dig out a rock that starts pouring magma, we can just close it up. Like a series of drawbridges. Seems a bit of a complicated way to go about it, doesn't it? Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah, sorry guys. This is what I was fearing when I said I might not stream. A full-blown, like, snot-based collapse of my breathing apparatus. Not great. I'm noticing not much training going on. Then again, it might be one of those months where they're not supposed to train, mightn't it? So, probably just stop moaning about it, eh, scoundrel? Hey, scoundrel, right? Yeah. Silver Maul. Right, I'm going to make a non-steel weapons stockpile now. So let's go up to the thing here and say stockpile. Sorry. Weapons is P. And then over here, I'm going to say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 6 by 4 should be good enough. Then we click on that. Settings. In there. And please don't bring any steel weapons up here. But also, bring armour apart from steel. That's the way to do it, right? Excuse me. There we go. And that should bring everything up here. I think. Oh, Dave V2 has been found dead, dehydrated. Question mark. How did that happen? Is the hospital currently suffering a bit of a drought? Probably is the answer. Yeah, look, we've got people on the operating table. Could we get the mine done? The well, sorry, not the mine. That would be super swell. Oh, they're working on it. They're working on it. Have a quick click. Bucket full. Make meeting hall. Yeah, well, why not make it a meeting hall? Sure. Enter. There we go. Good stuff. Okay, so people are getting water now. That is a thing. Although we don't have soap yet, do we? Yeah, that's right. I am streaming and my nose is streaming as well. I take 2 types of antihistamine if mine gets bad. At the moment, I'm only taking cetirizine dihydrochloride. Oh, Dave, you were in the military. Ah, shit, we've lost one of our military people. That's one of our swords dwarves. Let me just do a quick refresh. Ah, pants. Holy shit, that's a lot of dogs. That's some blood there as well. Great. That's what we want. Children and dogs playing in blood. And that's how it works. That's how the world works. Maybe we should not have that as a meeting hall, actually. Let's not have it as a meeting hall. F free room. There we go, bosh. Now piss off dogs and children. It's a well. It's not a safe place to play. Have you never heard the story of Timmy, the archetypal kid trapped down the well who was saved by a dog? I don't think any of these dogs are up to Lassie levels of child saving. They're not just going to manage it. Why are you starving, farmer? Why are you starving? We should have plenty of food. Kitchen. Here we go. Artichoke hearts, pigtails, plump helmets. All good. Lots of plump helmets. We're quite pleased at the number of pigtails we've got. Obviously our farm's kicked in. Drinks. Fine. Yeah. Plenty of dwarven wine. And plenty of food. Although again, some of that could be trapped outside, couldn't it? Because we've had this stuff for a while. I need to put an order in for cooking, don't I? JMQ. Cook. Oh, it's not cook, is it? It's prepare. Prepare fine meal. And just keep going. Keep going. There we go. Dig up stupid, as Simon quote is very relevant in Dwarf Fortress. That's right, yeah. They could probably get out of a little bit of trouble by digging up. It depends how deep you are, doesn't it? Depends how deep you are. Excuse me. Because you could end up being underneath magma. Also possible in Minecraft. Speaking of which, I'm thinking of streaming some Minecraft with my son. He's very, very keen to play Minecraft. And I'm quite keen as well, but I think we're going to go for vanilla. I don't know if we will stream it for sure, but we'll see. It's a possibility. I'm definitely playing it with him tomorrow. I've promised him after he's finished his all his homeschooling stuff. We're going to sit down and play a bit of vanilla, carry on our world. But excuse me, whether or not we'll stream it, we'll have to see. Oh, of course. Sorry, I just got a fucking notification on PayPal from that donation you gave earlier. I was looking at the name going, who? Oh, obviously. Duh. It's weird. I feel guilty seeing people's real names. I'm like, oh god, no, I'm going to dox them. Calm down. Calm down. Don't say that name. Don't read it out loud. Oh, how snotty can you be? I take Loratadine and what you're taking by 180 days at a time on Amazon, and it costs buttons. Yeah, I mean, we get it relatively cheap. Get the off-brand stuff rather than buying, the fancy pants stuff. We just get the oh, look, all that adamantine coming up. Very nice, very good sign. Oh dear. I wouldn't find anything interesting to do with me anyway. Oh, it'll be fine. I'm sure. If I said your name out loud, like the hackers would fall on you like wolves. I'm sure. Yes, Dave Velociraptor. Of course. I'm sure your parents, old Mama Velociraptor and old Papa Velociraptor, were very proud of their son Dave when he came out of the egg, being tickled under the chin by what's his name, Mr. Hammond. Oh, look at you! Aren't you a beautiful little one? Oh, look at you! While old treacherous what's-his-face looks on. What was his name? BD Wong? Is that his name? The actor? Or am I thinking of another guy? It's BD, isn't it? Oh, now you start lying, Dave Velociraptor. Of course you're an actual Velociraptor. You hear that noise every time you type in chat? That's the exact sound that Velociraptor claws make as they hit a keyboard. It is, but I thought it was BD1. Excuse me. Hello, Sal. Welcome back. As you can hear, Dr. Wu, that's the one. As you can hear, my nose is rebelling. It may cause a shortened stream, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it all pans out. Could work out fine. The steel duping is coming along nicely. Oh, heavens above. Come on, scoundrel. Ah, nosy. Not good. I have to say, I was not impressed with the newer Jurassic Park films. They're just garbage. Expensive garbage. And occasionally pretty garbage, but generally garbage. Oh, I get mine in the chemists. The proper chemist, just get the off-brand generic stuff. But I'm still probably paying more for it than you are, to be fair, looking at your £10 for 6 months. That's the thing, I don't need it that often. When I need it, obviously, I really need it. But most of the time, just not that big a deal. Oh, excuse me. Oh dear. Terrible times. Have I got my stock counter keeping everything at the right levels? Oh, they still do a dining room, don't they? Is it S? No, it's not this one, is it? It's yes, it is S settings. Yep, all counts accurate. That's fine. Let's go and check the dining halls. Sorry. Oh God. Oh dear. It's always that horrible feeling of, is it the hay fever kicking in, or is it a cold? And after that sneeze, I got a bit of a shiver, making me think, oh shit, it's cold. Not ideal. Oh well. I'm sure it'll be over soon. Not like that. In context, Sal, you have, in the game, had quite a number of babies. And I was saying that, it may have caused a degree of, shall we say, loosening. That's probably the most tactful way to put it. Don't mix up tactful and tactical. That's gonna cause problems. Yeah. Sending a condolence card with a flashbang. Sorry for your loss. Oh no. Let's hope I'm not riding the Rony pony. People say I should go to bed earlier, but I just did, and then I woke up after a debilitating nightmare dream. I tell you what, I had a weird nightmare the other day. I dreamt I was in like a mall, which in my dream for some reason was in Dartford. But I was in like a old rundown mall, and I went into an area which was kind of like a food court / pub area full of old people. And an old lady started coming up to me and saying, "Oh, I need help with this. Could you help me?" And I was like, "Oh, all right, yeah, okay. I'll carry your bag for you and take it over here." And I was trying to be nice. And then a guy comes up to me and starts going, "Yeah, what are you doing with my fucking nan?" I'm like, "Well, I'm just helping her because she needs a bit of help." And he's like, "Oh, you trying to fuck her, are you?" And I'm like, "What?" And then this guy starts grabbing me by the collar and dragging me around, talking to everybody I've walked past, and they all appear visibly cowed by him and threatened. And he says, "Has this guy been doing anything weird with my nan?" And they're all like going, "Oh, I don't know, mate, I don't remember." And he's like going, "Oh, I don't believe you, I don't trust you," like threatening to kill me. And then he gets like a little Jif lemon container and he squeezed it all over my face and neck. And I thought, "Oh God, this is it, an acid attack, I'm going to die." And then it turned out just to be lemon juice. And I was very confused at this point. And then just before he started beating me up with a hammer, I woke up. Very weird. Very strange dream. Excuse me. Yeah, no shit, curly fries. I think it's where I've stopped. I've given up tobacco, and it's the change elicits the dreams. Well, that nightmare came true, Dave, to a degree. Yeah, they're always the worst. The dreams that turn sour. The nonsense dreams that suddenly become horrible, frightening nonsense. Harold, I never used to remember my dreams, and then recently I quit smoking, I quit Backy, and then suddenly, pop, dreams galore all over the place. Excuse me. Yeah, I used to be exactly the same. I never used to remember any of my dreams at all. Oh, hello, we've got a petition available. How are you getting in? Oh, okay. Guildhall for the Fuchsia Company. You've already got one, though. Approve, but, I mean, do recognise the fact that you already have a Guildhall. Or have I not designated it? No, I have, look. The Sepia Fog, that's for the Fuchsia Company, right? Yeah, they've already got one. Mind you, it's only a meeting area. I was reading about being accused of molesting grannies, a particular specific granny who had only just helped. I think it's because I've been watching this YouTube channel as well called Night Mind lately, that goes over like ARGs and spooky sort of creepypasta video stuff on YouTube. And where I've been going to sleep listening to like explanations of marble hornets and stuff like that, it's just put me in a weird spooky state of mind. So I end up having slightly spooky dreams. Switch to acid. No, I haven't switched to LSD. That's just stop smoking tobacco. I'm a lucid dreamer. I do weird things like make myself a heart surgeon and giving myself a dream panic attack because I didn't know how to do heart surgery. I often have not full flying dreams, but I have dreams where I can jump and then sort of glide fly if I hold my breath. Or I've had another one, a variation of that dream, where if I clutch a pillow very tightly to my chest, I can use it to sort of jump incredibly high and then sort of glide down into a position. Weird. I did know that, Curly Fries, yes, but you only remember the ones just before you wake up. That's true, yeah. If you don't immediately start thinking about it and remembering it, you don't remember any of it. Because I remember there were more details to most of those. And the trouble is, it's only as you wake up that the random sequence of images your brain is processing is given any form of narrative, like the part of your brain that puts a story on your life and makes things happen sequentially and make sense. That starts to kick in as you wake up, and so the last final few sequences of images that your brain is randomly churning out are sort of like cobbled together in a narrative in any way that it can. Excuse me. Man, I don't know if I'd want to remember all my dreams. Oh, hello, what's this? A peasant has been possessed. Oh, disaster. Or all good, depending on what happens. Where are they? Is that them there? I don't see them. It's gotta be them. They're the only... Oh, no, over here. Look. There we go. Oh, they're in the military. Fucking hell. Okay, follow. Let's see where they go. What workshop are they going to claim? Oh, sorry, guys. Ah, raveling a dream rememberer. Dream remember, I remember exactly what I was thinking in the night. I have yet to have a dream about smoking. Although I do frequently sort of go, oh, I wouldn't mind a smoke. I wouldn't mind a little rolly right now, but in the end, I managed to resist. Is that just... Did the Moody Boy just take a metalsmith's forge? They did. And I think they got some adamantine as well, unless I'm very much mistaken. What are they going for now? This is interesting. Off they trot. We'll keep watching this lad, find out what we end up with. We could end up with an adamantine weapon. Fingers crossed not a hammer. That would be an awkward one. Oh, excuse me. Well, Ravelin, it would be even weirder if you permanently remembered all of your dreams. Like, even though your other day-to-day memories faded, eventually your whole life is all you remember of your entire life is dreams. That would be... Maybe it would be kind of nice. I don't know. Depends what your nightmare to happy dreams ratio is like. An adamant cup. That would be nice. Requiring it to stand and deliver. You heard hammer, Curly, but we're not guaranteeing it's a hammer yet. He's just gone off to get some gemstones. Let's have a quick look in there. Did he bring an adamantine thing in there? He did. He took adamantine wafers in. And some rough wood opals. Oh, nice. Oh, I could murder a bag of opal fruits right now. Sorry, starburst. Oh, showing my age. I'll be taking a trip to B-Jams next. Oh man, I love the citrus starburst, like the green ones, the yellow ones, the orange ones. But I'm not such a fan of the sort of like strawberries and blackcurrant ones. They're all right, but in fact, in most fruit-flavored sweet collections that have citrus versus non-citrus, I'm nearly always going for the citrus. Lime, lemon, and orange. Oh yeah, baby. Excuse me. Dream-based amnesia is like the setting for a Matrix-esque dystopia, yeah. Or more Inception-based, rather than Inception-esque, rather than Matrix-esque. Well, both, really. Matrixception? I'm not sure how it should be. Nobody's extracting strands. Why is that? Are my strand extractors currently occupied doing other things? Sorry guys, I'm going to have a little look. Oh, so snotty. Strand extraction, where is it? There it is. They are currently... They shouldn't be occupied with anything else. They haven't really got much in the way of other jobs. Oh no, someone is doing it. Don't panic. Everything's fine. It's being done as it should. Let's check the steel stock levels again. Oh. Still hovering around 7 bars. Interesting. Although there is a lot of activity, so it looks like we're going to be getting the numbers going up pretty soon, right? Then again, are those weapons that I'm making and smelting, are they actually ending up being melted? Or are they not actually any good for duping? That might be the problem. Oh dear, sorry lads. Let's suspend the order for forging the weapons. Cancel. There we go. That's the order cancelled. Let's do the swords as well. Cancel. These guys aren't causing any special skills. That's been claimed. That's fine. And remove the warhammer as well. Warhammer. Good old Roy. Let's have a look in chat. Kinda down for dream-based amnesia. I mean, it might end up with a bit like a fun form of dementia. Yeah, that's a sad one. The dementia seems like it's not as bad for some of the people who get it when they regress to like happy childhood memories, but for everyone around them, it's a fucking nightmare. Toodle pip curly fries. You get back to work and have a good one. You have a good one. He's begun the mysterious construction. Okay, so we can expect to see the results relatively soon. We can expect to see some glorious adamantine creation in the near future. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Checking the population of the fort quickly, making sure no one's died. Oh, someone else has died. We've got 53 adults, 10 children and 4 vulnerable babies. Let's hope that it stays relatively stable from now on. The well is in place, so we should end up with the hospital working a little more efficiently. That said, just realised we don't actually have any soap, do we? The soap situation is a bit cack. Oh, it turns out this weapon stockpile's also excuse me, a little bit too small. Although we should have some bins on the way, right? Maybe I need to start smelting more cassiterite again, so we can make more tin bins. That said, it looks like we've got 3 bins in the stockpile that aren't being used, so maybe we don't need them? Right, we must need them. Look, there's arms and armour here sitting in the hallway. bronze shields, copper helms, and copper gauntlets. Why are you not getting put? Well, because the stockpile's full, obviously, and although it needs bins. Okay, let's go out there and see if they've actually enabled bins on this one. Let's have a look. Yeah, maximum bins 24. Huh. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Right, I've built this. This was going to be for unsorted shit brought from the surface. To be honest, I don't think we need to panic too much about it. Seems okay. Okay, up to the textiles zone. Oh.
Sodel Ogezeral the peasant has created Ukamozib, an adamantine warhammer. Fucking hell. He claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor. Excuse me. The family ancestor Likot Redrooms.
Okay, let's have a look at it. It might look cooler than it actually is. It's called Ukamozib Wave Swallow, an adamantine warhammer.
This is an adamantine warhammer. All craftsdwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with pear-cut phrases and encircled with bands of wild boar leather. This object menaces with spikes of adamantine, wood opal, and wild boar bow.
Well, it's a fancy thing, but I must admit I'm a little bit disappointed that he chose to make a hammer. Sal says, personally, I avoid bins in weapon stockpiles. It can cause problems. Oh, okay. What sort of problems are we talking here? Excuse me. I don't remember that episode of Cowboy Bebop, Ralph. Then again, I've only watched every episode like once, so maybe that's just my memory of it fading. I love Cowboy Bebop. That is such a good show. Well worth the effort. Ah, dear oh dear. Curly Fries wants that hammer. Curly, you can have the hammer, but you ain't using it in the fucking military, that's for sure. It's a whiffle stick. At best, it's for sort of soft justice. Soft justice. Ah, shit. Fucking adamantine warhammer. Yikes. Ah, well. Maybe we'll put it on display in one of the guild halls? That could be a thing, couldn't it? That could be an option. Let's have a little look. Where are the... Where are the guild halls? There's two of them. Lovely. Oh, I don't have any display cases, do I? I should be able to sort that out later down the line. It'll be fine. The creepy guy in the suit and top hat who shoots from his cane. They fight in the theme park. The one with the cat freaks the bad guy. I don't remember any of this. I don't remember any of that. How have I missed this? Hello, Virtual Spaceman. Welcome back. Yeah, tickle them with light taps. Maybe give them a nice little breeze. Cool them down a bit. Yeah, it's not exactly top tier weaponry. I'm slightly annoyed that the adamantine's been used up. But, okay. Whatever. Whatever. You'll often send dwarves to get tooled up all at once, but only one dwarf can access the bin, so the other dwarves will stay as restless until the next trigger to check their equipment. Ah, okay. Maybe we don't want that then. Then again, we don't want them using anything out of that stockpile anyway, because that's probably not going to end up being the weapons we want them using. We've got steel and adamantine after all, so we're going to end up with pretty sweet gear, so that crap can get just melted. I mean, we could put this on a melt order automatically in that stockpile as well, but something tells me that's just going to slow down the duping, right? It's just going to cause grief. What's this little doodah sitting here? This little arrow looking thing, possibly a sword, just to the right of the saving symbol. Huh. Oh god. Dear oh dear. Oh, it's 2:30. I didn't think I was going to make it this far. Turns out I've got a stronger constitution than I imagined. Military will gear themselves more effectively if you have multiple small stockpiles. That is my plan, actually. What I'm thinking of doing, I'll dig out a little special armour room off the barracks and put individual stockpiles for the good gear and just wait for it to fill up and then let them use that, maybe? Question mark? That might work. We'll see how it goes. Oh, excuse me. I'm just going to check how the training's going in the military while we're waiting. If I sort by squad... Well, no weapon skills have improved other than axe dwarfing. But, no wrestling skills either. What the fuck are you guys doing? All session we've had them set up to train, and they have done absolutely fuck all. Oh, actually, that's not true. One of them died of thirst. So one of them dehydrated, and the rest of them have done fuck all. Anyone got any tips to get them to train properly? I need to put another person in, so I'm going... Let's go over to Dwarf Therapist and have a little look. Military skills. I want somebody who can be a... What's it? Good. Swords Dwarf? No. Spear Dwarf? No. Pikeman? No. Mace Dwarf? Ongit. What do you do, Ongit? Peasant? Oh, you're in the weaponsmithing gang. Fucking hell. Hammer Dwarf? Bauxite Beard the Mayor can't go in. Fuck's sake. And that's it. That's the extent of our decent dwarves. So maybe Ongit will have to go in there. I don't like the idea of that though. Let's have a look at military alt and see who would be... See, Billy Bogroll is supposed to be the best axe dwarf potentially. Bauxite Beard, best hammer dwarf. What about Stinthad here? Stinthad. Not got any skills, but should be good. Oh, I don't know who to put in the military. It's too much to think about. Oh, my brain is melting. Oh, who's the best learner? Curly Fries. Curly 2. What do you do, Curly 2? Farmer and weaponsmith / armourer. Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, all the good guys are currently watching milking demonstrations. We'll come back to it in a bit. We'll figure out who to go in the military later on. We'll have a little look. I think the guy's called Mad Piero, by the way. Oh, from the episode of Thing. I might rewatch Cowboy Bebop, to be honest. It's been a while. I don't think Kel's watched any of it, so maybe I can get her to sit down and watch it. We do watch a bit of anime together. We're watching... I keep calling it Superhero High School, but that's not what it is. My Hero Academia. I'm watching that lately when we go to sleep. Barracks is set up, check. Schedule set up, yep. Squad set to active. Well, they're actually, I can see them in there doing actual training. Look, yeah, there they are. Look, actually training right now. I think. What are you doing? Z? No, not Z. G for general. There we go. Look, yeah, individual combat drills, but they're not pairing up. Military schedule. So we got them 1, 2, 3, 4 months off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months on. Training with 7 minimum. Although now one of them's died. That's quite a large proportion of the unit. Barracks set to accept the squad. I will just chuck any old guy in. I'm going to go and find a peasant. Who have we got as a peasant? Hang on. Oh, fucking Besmar the Miserable. Fuck off, Besmar. You're not going in. That's Sarvesh here. Oh, I set all my peasants to be fucking... furnace operators and shit. Fuck it, you're going in. Sarvesh, you're going into the military. Assigned to squad. The bridges of work. There we go. Lovely. Anyway, where were we? military, bridges of work, schedule. Oh god. Yeah. They'll start sparring once they reach a certain skill level. Okay. They're just taking ages. Oh, we've got some masterpieces being cooked. That's nice. Very nice. Why are there peasants in a dwarf clan? Surely a mining-based economy doesn't require a feudal system if you all live in a fucking mountain. I know, right? I think peasant is a weird choice of phrasing for their name. I mean, they're basically unskilled dwarves. Dwarves who don't do anything in particular. Haulers, that kind of thing. We're down to 53 adults. We lost another dwarf. What are they fucking dying of? Where's the hospital? We currently got people in the hospital. No. Very odd. Very odd indeed. Let's check out the tin situation. Shall I start putting in more smelt orders for cassiterite? I'm going to check to see the steel situation. Stock. Bars. Oh, here we go. 19 steel bars. Now we're getting somewhere. Brass bars and tin bars as well. Where the fuck did they come from? Presumably some of the weapons ended up in here that weren't made of steel. That's okay though. That's okay. Let's get some cassiterite smelting orders in. Just repeat that. And have we got anyone smelting adamantine, or is that not on the cards anymore? That's a magma glass furnace. Yeah, look, make adamantine wafers. There we go. Bosh. Unsuspended, because now we've actually got some threads. Good. Oh, excuse me. Average Scalbird or Joe is a more politically correct way of putting it. That's true. Then again, who's to say what is politically correct in a dwarven fortress? I mean, the idea of political correctness is merely adherence to a current political paradigm. It doesn't actually have any absolute meaning. I mean, as we've said before, like, fucking leaders of the Nazi Party were technically politically correct. Excuse me. I had to take it to a horrible dark place, didn't I? It's probably all this snot in my nose bugging my brain up. Oh dear. Okay. So realistically, the only choice we have now is to... Can we go down the floor? I'm going to try channeling, and I'm going to try channeling just here. See what that yields. Make it priority 1. Want it to happen quicker. At least it wasn't an innuendo I zoned back in on. Yeah, good. I'm keeping it clean this stream. Dark, but clean. Like an obsidian worktop. God, that'd be expensive, wouldn't it? Fucking obsidian worktops. They'd also be shit. First thing you dropped on there, they'd shatter. Probably granite, a better material for a worktop, right? Am I right, worktop fans? Sure. Okay, if that works out okay as a channeling, and it doesn't just expose magma, I'm going to start channeling over to where this is, and we're going to figure out what's going on. To be honest, lol penises is probably preferable to technically the Nazis were politically correct. But you see what I mean, though? Under their paradigm of politics, like, you know, it's just being, like, following the party line of whatever's the big thing at the moment. So, you know, it's just how it's because people seem to think being politically correct technically means, you know, just being polite and nice to people. It's what it seems people think it means, but that's not the case. A radium worktop would be best worktop. You wouldn't have to cook anything. Well, that's sort of true. You might have to worry about some of the protective gear you'd need, though, right? You need some pretty heavy lead cookware, as in clothes you wear while you cook. Big old fucking lead apron. Come on, dwarves, dig me a hole. No fucking way. Ooh, fuck. Let's dig these two out first, see what happens. Jesus Christ, that was hairy. And if the adamantine must be fairly fat down here as well, if it's heading this far.
Oh. The forgotten beast, Akmesh Umabod, has come. A great one-eyed scorpion. It has large mandibles, and it has a gaunt appearance. Its white exoskeleton is warty. Beware its poisonous sting.
Oh, I will beware it. Although it's in the third cavern layer by the look of things, so meh. Couldn't give a flying fig. Oh, excuse me. So the adamantine situation really just got interesting, didn't it? Very interesting indeed. He's digging it out. Let's see what happens here. Oh, it's resumed. Interestingly, not finding hot stone, which is what I would have anticipated. So let's get that dug out. Quite exciting here, actually, now that we've found this. The game is afoot once again. Let's dig out all these bad boys while we can. Oh, look at you. Okay, so there, and that looks good. Diggy diggy. Keep going. Okay. Stay down here as much as you can, lads. Get digging as much as you can. Got some nice, definitely safe adamantine coming up here. In fact, let's dig it out. Okay, that'll do. Oh, excuse my nostrils. What a mess. Oh, look at this. Lovely. Ah, I think full suits of adamantine armour are much more likely than I thought. They're going to be the hot new big thing. All this could be dug out. Lovely. Good stuff. There we go. Keep digging. Ah, pants. Okay, we've still got over here though. We can still dig over here. That should yield pretty nice times. Oh, look at this. Look at that. That's all free. That's all good. Okay, keep digging there. That's available. Lovely. Oh, man. So much adamantine. Stand and deliver your money or your life. Ugh. Oh. It's coming. It's all coming. That little risk paid off big time. Actually, it wasn't that big of a risk, was it? Just channeling down the floor. I mean, theoretically, we could have punctured the gateway to hell. But the odds weren't exactly massive, were they? Oh, look at that. Oh, lovely. Keep digging, boys. Oh, look at this. Very pleasant. Lovely. Got to be careful here. I could end up falling into my own hubris. Oh, lovely. Okay. These two here. These four there. Why not? Oh. Snotty boy cheering up right here. There we go. I have been not watching much news, but I have watched enough news to know that things are getting a little bit spicy in Minneapolis. My goodness. Hope you're not too close to all that. Carry on, Bucky. You're out in the old, in the backwoods though, aren't you? You're out of the way. Or is it, is it creeping ever closer? Oh, hello. I can get these 2 bits as well. Look at this. Nice. Oh, and also, these 2 bits here. Didn't notice that, yeah. And I can be fairly confident that most of this gubbins here is available, right? I think we're all good. I think we're all good. This is going to work out pretty well for us, I think. There's riots in London for this situation, despite the UK police having nothing to do with it. What? There's riots in London? I didn't see that. No idea. Larrington says, I think the most succinct description is that the police are rioting across the US in several cities. Holy fucking shit. Man, 2020, eh? What a year. All the way from New England to California, there is chaos. My goodness. I had no idea there was a protest in London. I mean, who's going out protesting at the moment? I feel like bottle it all up and then really have a humdinger when the virus is gone, right? Seems to make sense. What do you mean the mayor has banned exports? What? Export of crowns prohibited? Mate, we haven't got any fucking crowns. How are we going to export a crown? It's true, Brent Stargazer. People have been pulling out the worst year ever marker just a little bit too prematurely these days. Maybe we should wait until it actually gets full on apocalyptic. That would be nice. Oh, I mean, it wouldn't be nice, but it would be good to know that we've just got to the low point, right? Everything can only get better from there. Madmen trying to start chaos for chaos's sake. Oh my goodness. You've got like proper jokers. Like actual Joker people. Madness. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I mean, it's the whole lockdown scenario has heightened tensions on a lot of fronts, I think. It's made a lot of people quite angry. Then again, I mean, fucking hell. You know, it's a health thing. It's alright. Then again, maybe it is a giant conspiracy. I personally don't think that. I feel like there are better ways to manipulate the population. But hey. Oh my god, that sounds pretty shit, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I'm often on the side of, you know, protesters and such, but, you know, there's a time and a place, and, like, when you might end up killing everybody who's joining you in protest, that's not the time or the place. I'm going to take all of this. I reckon this is all perfectly safe. That's my guess. I was right. It is perfectly safe. Then we can channel down another floor, right? As long as we're not too close. Oh, it's difficult. Oh, fuck. I channeled out the sodding things. D... I, up, downstairs. So put them here? Question mark? Yeah, that'll do. Up there. Come on. Bosh. And then that also puts us down here, so we can build a constructed upstairs. No? Can't do that here. Can I dig an upstairs? Upstairs. You. That makes sense. Ah. Hot rocks. We'll see how it works. Will they do it? They did it. And then we dig... Oops. Then we dig these two, because they appear to be the only options available. And have a little look at what we find. Nothing yet. But that's not the end of the world. Probably going to find some more stuff. Oh yeah, there have been plenty of riots and protests in the past. It's just when they're happening so much at once all over the place. Caught nicking a Lego set. To be honest, I mean, if you hadn't got caught, that could have been a big brain play, because Lego is fucking valuable stuff. And it only gets more valuable. Looted some basmati rice. I mean, if you're hungry. No, I'm not going to say it's the end of the world, Brent Stargazer, not by a long shot. It seems unlikely that would be the case. Yeah. doesn't unless the angry mob gets to a critical mass of basically everybody, it's not really going to do much. But to be honest, it's hard to tell people that. It's hard to tell people that when they're that angry. Excuse me. Apparently Trump is in a bunker because of the protests around the White House. I mean, to be fair, if I was Trump, well, actually, no, if I was Trump, I would probably have killed myself years ago. But, done the right thing and all that. But I'm not surprised that he's going into a bunker. Are you going to smooth that, or am I going to have to wait for you to smooth it? Slightly worried we're going to end up with fortifications pouring out magma, but we'll do our best. We'll see what happens. Oh, always there's people... there's always agent provocateurs when that kind of shit happens. And everyone at the time says, oh no, don't be silly, that's conspiracy theory. And then 30 years down the line, you start looking at all the reports that come out and like... I mean, look at a load of the fucking climate protest stuff that happened. And it's been revealed that there was shitloads of police interference and there was a massive £2 million police mobilisation done around Heathrow Airport to try and find some gear that was going to be used to try and shut down the airport for a climate protest. And they had someone in the climate change protest group who knew about it, knew exactly where all the stuff was stashed, and they could have just gone and found it and gone, right, now you're nicked. But because they didn't want to blow their mole, they fucking spent £2 million mobilising loads of police officers for a fucking wild goose chase when they could have been doing anything productive. It's just madness. And all this stuff, people, like, if you bring it up at the time and say, oh, well, this is the kind of thing that does happen, they're like, oh, don't be silly. Don't be silly. That's very silly of you to think that. Don't be silly. I reckon I could dig this bad boy out here, because this is obviously not holding back any magma on this floor. There we go. Dig that out. There you go. You don't need to carve fortifications, you just need to smooth the middle of the wall. Is that true? Once anything hits that level, once you've got to that level of chaos where stuff is going on, any of the initial motivation is kind of moot, and people are just getting out there to start looting shit. I mean, it always happens. We had pure loot riots in London not that long ago, didn't we? And that was insane. I remember looking at the footage of outside Kel's old work, and there was like a big line of fire down the road and people going, ah! It was insane. But hey, But hey, I understand the sentiment. Probably not really able to sort of like agree that the strategy makes sense if that kind of thing happens. It could be called a strategy. If the smooth bits turn into pillars, don't dig. If they turn into walls, then they're connected to something solid behind them. Okay. When you say the LA riots, Ralph, which ones do you mean? LA's had a few in the past, hasn't it? Yeah, once there's a riot going on, it's just chaos, and you can't really you have to sort of unpick it after the fact to figure out who was doing what. It's a shame. The Rodney King riots, yeah, because there was the Watts riots prior to that, weren't there? Which Watts is in LA, isn't it? I only know a little bit about it. I don't know too much. Oh dear. Oh, okay, so this is just something you've learned from a video, Brent. That's okay. That's okay. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. I mean, I may end up having to do a little bit of fortification just in case, but we'll see. We will just see. Yeah. Although I think the LA is like, didn't they have an exceptionally bad police force for years, for decades? They're like a super racist police force that was a big issue with the population. That's how I understand it. Yeah. Fortification technique too strong, says Tidy. He doesn't like it. Tidy doesn't like the safety. He wants us to fly by the seat of our pants. Yeah. Not ideal. Oh dear. I'm always suspicious that kind of like some of the more aggressive shit that happens is prompted by people attempting to make whoever's protesting look bad, you know? A lot of the stuff where people are like, oh, Antifa did this and Antifa did that. I'm like, I'm not sure all of that was prompted by people who were trying to protest fascism. I think that might be people who don't like those people doing shit to make them look worse. But we'll see. Fortify, push a cat through, or Chick Norris. Chick Norris is all grown up now. It's a full-grown peacock. He'll never get through a fortification. Too big. Too big. The extent of rioting here in Bristol is excessive cider consumption. Bristol's quite a nice area, though, isn't it? It's not. I mean, obviously, it's got its less than fancy areas, but by and large, it's a fairly affluent city, as I understand it. Then again, 90% of what I know about Bristol comes from watching videos from the Yogscast, so maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm getting the wrong end of the stick there. Maybe there's rampant poverty. Who knows? Well, you might if you live there. In the mid-2005s, the FBI released a report for the US Congress on neo-Nazis and white supremacists infiltrating law enforcement installations, and the report was ignored and buried. Wasn't that called, the Project Medigio? Or the Medigio Report? I think that was called? I forget. I think I've read that report. It was like a big thing. And the trouble is, though, every time you try and claim white supremacists are committing terrorist acts, they're like, oh, they was mentally ill. The poor boy's lost his marbles. It's like, alright, okay. Well, hopefully this time they won't overlook the whole sort of like, they're fucking racists and Nazis angle. Maybe this time they'll be like, oh, we're going to have to do something about it. Even the less than nice areas are quite jolly, all things considered. I thought that might be the case. Oh, Ralph is redeeming an ad time thing. I'm actually going to be finishing soon, so I don't know if we're going to have time for ads. But we'll see. The sentiment is there at least. Thank you very much for thinking so much for me there, Ralph. Much appreciated. Larrington says, I gather Bristol is quite an expensive place to live, but I guess every city's going to have its less well-off bits. I think, yeah, Bristol's quite expensive, but I mean, I live within the financial catchment zone of London, so everywhere I go in the UK, I look around and go, oh, it's cheap here. It's nice. It's very cheap. I remember I've got cousins who live in St Helens, and I remember telling them how much my house is worth, and they were like, oh, no. And I was like, yeah. And they moved into houses that cost 20 grand, and I was like, you are fucking kidding me. 20 grand for a house? That's nothing. That's crazy. Yeah. UK won't release the grooming gangs report no matter how the public pushes for it to be released. What grooming gangs report? They released that report. That all came out. That's all been old hat, all covered. That's true. Yeah, we'll see what happens with it. It'll be nice. Oh, hello, what's going on there? Someone got dehydrated. Come on, smoothie. Yeah, I think it's up your way. St Helens, sort of somewhere like Manchester, Liverpool, kind of in the middle of the two. Yeah. That's mainly because it's going to drive certain sectors of the country mental. They'll be like, "Oh, it's fucking Muslims. Ooh, that's what's causing all this problem. Fucking paedophile Muslims." And you're like, "Oh, God, have some fucking nuance." Oh dear. Hang on, it's getting very dark in chat, isn't it? We're suddenly in a very worryingly dark place. Why does this smoother keep coming down here and not doing the job? What is his plan? Why are you coming here and... Oh, it's me! I'm a butcher. Why am I not... Wait a minute. Can they not actually go up from here? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, that would explain why no one's coming down to smooth, because there's no way in or out. Now there is. Thank God for that. Okay, someone will come down and smooth this bad boy now then. That's good. Shiny Indians. We took your driving test. I haven't been up there for ages, but I kind of know the area vaguely. If I drive up the motorway, I can get to my aunt and uncle's house. But beyond that, I don't really know what's going on up there. Or maybe the community deaf centre. I think I could get there. Adamantium, very strong. Strong indeed. Well, I think you'll find most of that kind of crime is done by family members of the victims, very sadly. But, you know, organised gangs exist in large groups all over the place, in various ethnicities, and sort of just because in a particular area or an investigation has been done, certain gangs were mainly made of a particular ethnicity does not mean that carries that is true for everywhere, which will be what people start to take from that. Very much. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we should really be looking at some of the people in, you know, in high places of power and influence for that kind of shit. I mean, let's not forget the name Jimmy Savile anytime soon, even though we probably want to. Who was constantly hanging out with people like the Queen and major politicians, and a lot of accusations get made of people at that level of society that just somehow end up not really going anywhere, which is really, I think, probably more important. Not that I want to be associated in any way with any kind of Pizzagate nonsense. Let's not go that far. But let's also not overlook it. That seems to be a more fruitful avenue of investigation for sure. I agree, Sal. There isn't much point, other than I have relatives there. Oh dear. Oh god, it all got so dark towards the end, didn't it? The stream was alright, and then Bucky turned up and just pulled a little metaphysical plug out of a wall and went and unintentionally flooded chat with the dark stuff. But it's okay. It's okay. We will survive. We will survive it. It's not your fault, Bucky. I didn't mean to be quite so accusatory there. That wasn't what you intended, and I know that. Quite all right. It's quite all right. Oh, someone began a mysterious construction. When did they? In the leatherworks. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, we're going to end up with some kind of strange leather construction. Exciting. Ball gags? I don't know, maybe. A gimp suit? Potentially. We'll have to find out. Let's see what it was. Oh my god, it's gone 3 in the morning. I should probably call time on the stream imminently. We need to perk things up though. We've got to get cheery. We've got to cheer up a little bit. Get some happy stuff happening. Maybe this item will turn out to be something amazing. Hopefully we don't end up accidentally using any... what is this doing here? Why is there forbidden adamantine strands? Oh yeah, I was digging out more adamantine, wasn't I? Holy shit. How did I forget about that? Down, 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 down. Come on. There we go. There we go. Further down. Oh, what have we got here? Wall or pillar? It says wall. Let's try smoothing the whole thing and see what we end up with. We can still get actual like stuff out of it, so it's not too bad. We still get adamantine if we dig it out, so no need to panic. A very calming individual to listen to. Well, that's good to say. Good to hear. Good to hear. You wouldn't think it if you spoke to my children. But yeah, apparently I am calming and relaxing. That's good. Quasi-nightmare hot air balloon dream. We don't want that. Don't want that. Okay. Well, we'll check it. We'll give it a dig in a minute. We'll see what happens.
Katan Sodelekagos the farmer has created Storlubetsmar, an alpaca leather high boot. He claims it is an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Imush Kitan.
Why would you make a single boot? Why would you make a single boot? Let's have a little look at it. Dimple pulley. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, excuse me.
This is an alpaca leather high boot. All craftsdwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with oval gabbro cabochons and encircled with bands of alpaca leather and round granite cabochons. This object is adorned with hanging rings of praise and menaces with spikes of giant cave spider silk, red spinel, and granite. On the item is an image of Lacked Wheel-Embraced, the elf, and a dwarf in green glass. The dwarf is striking down Lackey Wheel-Embraced. Good, good. The artwork relates to the killing of the elf Lackey Wheel-Embraced by a dwarf in Sparkleshock in the Steppe of Mouths in the mid-spring of 249 during Tedazruzlu, the incinerated sieges.
Very nice. Oh, it's good. Okay. An elf being killed. I like it. It's only a single boot though, making it a bit impractical. But perhaps we could put it on display. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Let's So just watch this for a bit. Hopefully it will come and get all smoothed out. We'll see how it works. Some Delecagos. He could be a Greek dwarf. You never know. Well, I would try cutting all around the spire, but if you note, there's a lot of warm stone around there, Sal, and I'm concerned that that's warm due to lava on the other side rather than beneath. So for now, I'm going to give this a little go and see how this pans out. Softly, softly, catchy monkey, as the old adage goes. I think. Could be wrong there. Could be wrong. Here we go, here's some smoothing. Oh, look. Oh no, that is wall. Okay, no problem. So in theory, any of that can be dug through. You know what I'm going to do first though? Because I'm a big old scaredy cat. I'm going to do some of that. Those two bits there, I'm going to... What? It's okay, it's okay. What we got on the other side? Come on, show me the fortifications. Nice. Come on, wunderbar. Okay, diggy diggy. Let's dig all of this out. Like that. Good. And that should yield some adamantine as well. Fingers crossed. That's the hope, at least. Because if we don't get any adamantine from the smooth wall, that will be a bit annoying. If I'm going to do the actual fortification technique, once we've seen enough, like, once we find one that turns into a pillar, that's what I think will test Brent's theory. If we find one that actually does do the pillar thing. I don't know how the smoothing trick looks in Phobos. That's a good point, actually. Might not even be able to tell the difference between a pillar and a wall. Come on, guys, get down here, do the digging. Diggy diggy diggy, diggy diggy diggy, diggy 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 dig. Come on, diggly wiggly. Diggy piggy, diggy piggy. Does everyone remember that? Bill and Ted? When Napoleon has the ice cream? What a movie. Personally, I prefer Bogus Journey over Excellent Adventure, but that's not a strong preference. I like them both. They're making a new one, aren't they? Hard to see on the Meph tile set. I should try out some other tile sets. I've been watching, last night I watched one of Blind IRL's like videos on YouTube about the look of the new tile set. Looks interesting. Looks interesting. Excuse me. Ow! Oh. I just gave my nose the lightest of touches and then remembered that enormous spot I've got in the end of it. Ow! It's making my eyes water. Can someone come and dig this out, please? Why take so long? Question mark. Or do I have to deconstruct? No. Oh, it's saving. That's why. Duh. Idiot. I was watching Angori Tom earlier, doing a little bit of bridge construction. He was like, "Oh, what game should I play?" I slyly snuck a little DF into chat, and a few people were like, "Oh yes, you should play Dwarf Fortress," even though I know full well he won't, because he's said previously on a number of occasions, "Nope." But hey, it would be nice if one of the ones I watch all the time. He's doing very well with those short update vids. Yeah, him and who else has been doing them as well? Is he? Oh, Ben would be even better though, because Ben would actually be pretty good at it, I think. Maybe I should get in there. Maybe I should get in that chat and start saying. Oh, here we go. More. So, look at that. We've got adamantine for every square. Very nice. So if we smooth this one and this one again, and then fortify them, we should see what's going on there. Excuse me. Definitely someone else I've been seeing doing the graphics updates videos. I do watch. I watch quite a bit of Yogscast stuff. Not all of it. Gmod's the stuff is okay. The TTT stuff can be okay, but to be honest, I often let it pass me by. It's not the first thing I dive on. There's a lot of good stuff. They do fairly decent stuff across the board, really. But I do like Tom's stuff. Tom, Ben, the Chilluminati podcast. I listen to that every fucking week. Fantastic. That's Simon, Tom, and Barry. I like Barry's stuff, but watching his stream is a fucking head trip. It's very odd. Very odd. It's on his bucket list to learn Dwarf Fortress. That is a very unambitious bucket list. Very unambitious. Yeah, I think I might have seen some of RPG Strategist videos pop up as well. That's funny you say that, Sal, because the people I'm talking about now is like Tom is one of the people I got that off of. So it's a very infectious meme, very infectious indeed. I would watch more Sips, but his streams I don't know. I just don't get into them as much. I like the Triforce podcast, and I watch P-Flax occasionally, but not a whole heap of stuff. Not a whole heap of stuff. To be honest, I enjoy the Jingle Jam stuff the most, to be honest. That's usually pretty good. DF. Let's get some more fortifications in here. Whoa! The poker games in the Jingle Jam was quite fun. They're quite a good laugh. Although, I think the first tournament probably can't even be fucking shown anymore, considering who was in it. Daz was showing the Vetlinger set. I quite like it. I don't think I've seen that one, Shingards. By the way, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. I think I've seen you here before, but forgive my spotty memory. I've never played TTT. It's I understand having watched people play it, but it's not something that particularly calls to me. My son loves Gmod, but I don't know. I feel like I've got better games to play. Yeah, no, I do like Triforce. But again, I mean, to me, it's the Chilluminati and then the Triforce. Triforce is good, but the Chilluminati is the best. It is the best. The only upside to the smoothing trick is that you don't reveal the circus, and so you save your frames per second. Ah, okay, that does make quite a big upside. Mind you, we're still at 66 frames a second here, or is that 55? It's at 66, 65 here, so we're not doing too badly at the moment. Maybe we'll be able to stomach a little bit of hell window nonsense. Okay, that's our first fortification. We can definitely dig that out. And then say smooth that one, please? Question mark. No? Okay, it has to be exposed first. That's fine. That's fine. I have a friend who absolutely hates P-Flax for some reason. I don't know why. Described him as a classic paedophile, which made me go, what? That's very weird. But hey. The poker games are quite funny because clips of it had the not so okay people blurred out with poker chips. Oh, okay. That's an interesting technique to play. Oh, it must have been a pain in the arse to go back through and figure out what's what. Vetlinger is bundled in with the new Lazy Noob Pack 47. Oh, is there an update? Maybe I should update my pack. Ah, no, I'll do it for the next fortress. I can't be bothered to fanny around.
The forgotten beast, Stag's Hill Erenir, has come. A gigantic three-eyed pigeon. It has large mandibles, and it undulates rhythmically. Its grey feathers are patchy. Beware its poisonous sting.
Ah, yes. Three-eyed stinging pigeons. The three-eyed pigeon sounds like a knockoff Bran from Game of Thrones, doesn't it?
Coo, coo, I am the three-eyed pigeon. Coo, I never get lost. I always know where I am. Coo, coo.
Oh dear. Game of Thrones. Now there was a disappointing downturn. Am I right? Very sad to see that go the way of the bullshit nonsense. Still, it started off good. We still had the first 4 seasons. Still had the first 4 seasons to be happy about. Excuse me. Pigeon indeed. Maybe it's an escapee from that pigeon dating game I played a little while ago. Season 1 was really, really good. I never made it to the end of Mass Effect 3. My Xbox 360 died while I was... I just got past the Krogan genophage bit where a character died. It made me very sad. Brought stingy water to my eyes. Yeah, no, my computer died. Well, my 360 died, so I never actually ended up finishing it. So I never saw the ending. I knew people were upset about it, but I never got spoiled on it either. So I don't know how Mass Effect 3 ends. They didn't include Vargo Holt. Isn't he the guy who... the cheesemonger guy that ends up... who's doing the whole conspiracy with Varys to bring back the Black Fires? Oh, I forget. It's been ages since I read the fucking books. Various versions have been in since December's last 4412, but there was an update in 4704. Okay. Well, there was a gentle decline, Brent, after 4, but then the final season just went straight off the cliff. But they just like, fuck it. It was terrible. All I wanted to hear was saying Thapirth. Vargo Hope. I can't remember who. Oh no, Vargo Hope was from the Happy Company, the Company of Friends, or whatever it was called, wasn't he? Oh, I forget. There's so many fucking characters. RIP 360, yeah, it's gone, long gone. My PS3 is still going strong though. I skipped this generation of consoles, and to be honest, I've got a decent PC at the moment, so I'm very, very unlikely to be buying any consoles that aren't like old second-hand jobs just to keep the kids entertained. Hatterful Boyfriend, yes, that was the game. I played that a bit. Didn't really, only just scratched the surface on that one, which is a shame because I was kind of enjoying it, but the problem was I was reading the whole thing and it was absolutely destroying my throat while I played it. Absolutely ruining me. Still, it's a good laugh though. Right, let's dig all these bad boys out. There we go. More adamantine for the adamantine throne. The goat guy, leader of the Free Companions. That was it. Now the Free Companions were the mercenaries that were hired by the Lannisters at that place where Arya was pretending to be Harry. Am I right? Oh fuck, I can't remember. I can't remember. You know what, Ralph? I wouldn't say it was excessively dark, to be honest. I mean, it got a little bit convoluted towards the end, but I mean, there's much darker stuff out there. Does Commander Shepard actually say, well, we'll bang, okay? Oh, probably. He does have a little... I think I always romanced Tally throughout all 3 games, so, you know, that worked out quite well for me. I wouldn't skip the dialogue at all during the Mass Effects until the end. Oh, Sapphires, that was it. Harrenhal. No, Harrenhal is in the earlier... in the... it's the place that... Oh, no, yeah, no, sorry, yeah, I was thinking of the one where the people go to do the ritual and it burns down, but in Game of Thrones TV series era, it's already burnt down. I know, yeah, Harrenhal, yeah. I get it. Yeah, I must admit, I'm always put off of visual novels, Sal. Hatterful Boyfriend got me to pick it up because I had a friend who worked on it. But well, as someone I used to go to school with anyway. I don't really know him very well anymore. But I picked it up to take a look at it. It was good fun, and it's made me think maybe I should try a couple of different visual novels because I always enjoyed the what's the ones about the lawyer? Oh shit. Phoenix Wright. I've always enjoyed the Phoenix Wright games, and I've never really played any other proper visual novels. I considered, because I like the anime series, which may well be based on the visual novels, Steins Gate, but they're so fucking expensive. People want you to pay like 30-40 quid on a visual novel game, and I'm just not willing to. Pardon me. Lots of bad guys winning, lots of people dying. That's true. That's true. That's true. But you know, there's also lots of grey area. I like a lot of grey in fantasy and sci-fi. I must admit, I'm more of a sci-fi guy than a fantasy guy, but I like things to be quite grey. I don't mind a bit of heroic fantasy every now and again, but you know, my favourite fantasy series, and this may not be everyone else's favourite, is the Robin Hobb books. Now, there's the Assassins series, and there's also the Live Ship Traders series. And my favourite set of 3 books from that is the initial Live Ship Trader series with Althea. That's an amazing series of books. Absolutely love that. The Rain River Wild stuff kind of peters off a bit. It's not quite as hot in my opinion. But she also did another series that never went anywhere with 3 books called The Magician's Son or something. Or can't remember. It's about a guy in like a sort of gunpowder era fantasy world, like a sort of Napoleonic technology level era fantasy world, and he goes off on a big road building thing and ends up being Heart of Darkness into a group of magic using tree people. It was good. I liked it. Yes, Phoenix Wright, that was the one. I made it as far into Game of Thrones as getting to see the nasty princeling get his comeuppance, then stopped watching after seeing that one dude who was kind of fun get his teeth stamped out. Oh, you mean killed my sister, the guy from Narcos and The Mandalorian as well. That was cool. I enjoyed that. Bright vistas like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings gets pretty dark. I mean, sure, the films skip over the scouring of the Shire, but the books get super dark. That's true. Actual history, quite a bit darker than Game of Thrones. Man, what do we reckon? Is he going to finish the Game of Thrones books? Or is that it? Have we got as far as it's going? Is he just going to ride the successes he's had? What do we reckon? Chat, think it's ever going to get done? I think it might, but I am not going to hold my breath, because that is what you call suicide. Excuse me. Okay, more fortifications. He might. Depends how far through the final books he is. You never know. Maybe he's just debating everybody and building up like a massive... He's actually going to finish all the books before releasing any of them. Fingers crossed, we'll see. It was only going to be a trilogy originally, wasn't it? It just got bigger and bigger. To Kill a Mockingbird, was that released after the author died? I didn't realise that. Was that J.D. Ballard, is it? J.D. Salinger? J.D. Salinger? Oh, right, yeah. Everything I know about To Kill a Mockingbird is from a podcast where I heard 3 comedians talking about To Kill a Mockingbird, and I have to say, they all loved it, but it's never made me think, I want to read that. It doesn't sound like my kind of thing. The Miranese Knot. What's going? Oh, you mean like how what's her name? The Targaryen woman is in Meereen, and they've got lots of shit going on over on that side of the world. Excuse me. Yeah, I have to admit, I was not impressed by any of the books I was asked to write for my schoolwork. I was, sound roll of thunder, hear my cry. I don't enjoy very much books about sort of real world situations unless they're actually factual books. I don't want a novelization about people living in real world circumstances. I want a history book, or a factual analysis of a situation in the real world. Otherwise, I want my stories to be full fiction. Got to have at least an element of fantasy or sci-fi in there for me. I mean, I must admit, when I heard them discussing the book, To Kill a Mockingbird didn't jump out to me as being a particularly exciting read. Hang on, I've got to dig these bad boys out here while we're waiting. There we go. That can come out too. That can come out. There we go. Oh dear, sniffle, sniffle. This has all got very highbrow all of a sudden. We went into the darkness and now we've sort of risen up into some sort of literary light. What's happening here? Why are we all getting so erudite all of a sudden? This is normally just a litany of knob gags and poo jokes. Suddenly we're talking about the great books of the world. Am I mad for always thinking I should read one of the great Russian novelists? Like I should read, say, what's it called? Nabokov or something like that. Should I? Should I go and read one of those books? Like Crime and Punishment. Should I go and read Crime and Punishment? That's Tolstoy, isn't it? Yeah. Get lots of farts on this stream too. We do get a little bit farty. Read everything. I mean, that's a lovely sentiment, Brent Stargazer, but I've got to pick the best of the best because I don't have time to read everything. I've got barely enough time to read. Well, in fact, I say that. I don't read anything as it is at the moment. 90% of what I read is Call of Cthulhu books. Like role-playing supplements and stuff. Which I rarely get round to running. Only if you really want to. Dostoevsky. Do svidaniya, Dostoevsky. Because I hear that they're great, but I don't know. Reading the shit about Japan that I have hasn't exactly cheered me up. Oh man. I remember watching, I remember reading about, hang on, I was about to start talking about war crimes. That's not ideal. That's not going to cheer anybody up. But you know what I mean. If you've read anything about Japan in any depth that's upset you, you've probably come across what I'm talking about. Sal recommends Crime and Punishment. Maybe I'll give it a crack. Give it a little go. I can highly recommend, if anyone's looking for a series of fairly substantial books to read, Neil Stephenson's Baroque Cycle is fantastic. I absolutely love it. I love Neil Stephenson's stuff in general. And although I didn't get very far into Seven Eves and I haven't started his latest one, the Baroque Cycle is a fantastic little series of stories. It's fantastic. Also, not Necronomicon, Cryptonomicon. Very good. The Cthulhu books do call to me. They call to me with great strength. I love a bit of Call of Cthulhu. I love a bit of Cthulhu mythos stuff. Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. Okay, I might give it a crack. The only author I consider a must-read is Verne, and really only 20,000 Leagues. So, okay. Interesting. I remember the Disney film as a kid. I've never read any of I've read the unabridged original Robinson Crusoe, which was quite good. My dad had like a version that he'd been given by his granddad as a kid, and it was his granddad, so it was like a super old version, but it was all full of like crayon and stuff that he'd scribbled on it in the 1950s. So yeah, it was quite fun to read. It's long and slow and all about misery. Yay! Hello, Deberries. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. We're quite close to the end of the stream, actually. We're just having a little literature discussion because we're oh so fucking big-brained boys and girls here. So, you know, apologies if it's getting a little bit too much. Apologies if we're all being too smart. But, yeah, we just suddenly, for some reason, just started talking about books. I slogged through the Brothers Karamazov, but meh. Yeah, that's one of those ones that also comes up as a must-read. If you don't want significant parts of pop culture to be ruined for you, don't ever read about Japan. True. There's some... I mean, their behaviour in World War II as a nation was a bit much. And they got away with it too, even despite those damn kids. That's only an aspect of anime and manga, though, and I although that's still a sort of angle, I'm not sure. I mean, Japan I find fascinating, but I know for sure I wouldn't want to fucking live there. It just seems like a nightmare world to live in, but fun to visit. I would like him to hire an ending writer, but Stevenson is fantastic. That's a good point. Some of his books do have very deeply unsatisfactory endings. Although one that doesn't have an unsatisfactory ending, I thought, was Anathem. Anathem, I felt like that ended quite well. That was a good one. And also the one, Reamdy, I think it was called, the one where it's all set around an MMO. That was a pretty good ending as well. But you're right about the majority of his books that I've read being a little bit sort of pedestrian at the end. But let's not forget the book with the single most what ending, The Stand by Stephen King. Let's not forget how weird the ending of that is, and the fact that it just goes, poof, it's finished now, you can stop reading. Pardon? What? Shingard says, I would highly recommend Paradise Lost by Milton. It has an air of high fantasy. I was always a fan of the band Paradise Lost, so maybe I'll give it a go. Let's have a little try. Have a little go. Actually, Scoundrel, if you don't fancy To Kill a Mockingbird, you'd probably not like Crime and Punishment. Ah, okay. Okay. Maybe I'll put that one to the bottom of the list. Oh, I see what you mean about Grave of the Fireflies. Yes, that does... Yeah, well, I think the thing is, like, for a very, very long time in Japan, it's just been like they just don't talk about the war in any way, and it's kind of just like ignored. So they, like, the majority of Japanese people don't know about Unit 731. The majority of Japanese people don't sort of like, you know, there's a lot of shit they just don't know that their nation has done. And I know that's like a deliberate obfuscation. A lot of their textbooks in schools are fairly lacking. But then again, that always makes me think, as an English person, I know a lot of the shit we've done was reprehensible, hopefully longer ago. But, you know, it always makes me wonder, what are we not getting told? What is being brushed to the side and obfuscated for us? I've been getting through the English translations of the light novels for Sword Art Online, reading ahead of the anime. I enjoyed Sword Art Online, but then again, one of my favourite genres of stuff in anime at the moment is the I've been taken to a fantasy world genre, you know? I don't know why, but I really enjoy those. What was it called? Zero Horizon or something? There was another one that was from a while ago that came out. I really enjoyed that. Reamdy and the ones he wrote under the other names had traditionally good endings. Yeah. I didn't know he'd written stuff under other names. Oh, wait, no. Did he write the Diamond Age and stuff like that under a different name? Or is that Neil Stephenson as well? Because that was quite good. I remember the Diamond Age being a bit good. And that carries on from another... There's other books in that series connected together, aren't there? Oh, sorry. Dark and Full of Terrors is only the half of it. And let's not be too generous here. UK history, it's English history. You've got to admit, most of the dickishness has stemmed from the bit I'm in. Like, Wales, Scotland probably got dark sides too, but it ain't anything on the English. Excuse me. I mean, to be fair, in a country that has a history of like the Buddhist symbol that looks like a swastika being a regular thing, that's understandable and that's fine. Although it does seem a little bit more sketchy in Japan because they were in the Axis. But you know, it doesn't mean the same thing there, and it historically has a lot of strong context for not meaning that, so it kind of makes sense. Excuse me. We are aware of most of it, but I think some stuff is kind of glossed over quite a lot. I mean, I still meet people who are like, oh, we need to get back to the Empire. And I'm like, you do realise, like, Empire isn't great, right? Interface and Cobweb. They sell them under his name now. Oh, I see. Were they not originally written as Neil Stephenson books? They were good. Was he the one who wrote Snow Crash? Because that one I thought wasn't quite as good as the others. Japan isn't the only country that got away with horrible shit. The world seems to have forgotten that slavery in the Ottoman Empire started to truly decline only in 1890. Oh, blimey. That's true. But also, that is quite a while ago. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. I enjoyed that. And Rising of the Shield Hero was okay. But they get a little bit harem-y, some of those. They get a little bit creepy in aspects. Not enough to put me off watching it, but you know, I found that Shield Hero one felt a little bit, I don't know, it felt a bit weird with the whole, oh, my hero, I love you, you can do anything kind of angle that was going on. Stephen Berry. No, I've never heard that one. Belgium to this day denies their colonial atrocities. They had a biggie. They had that Leopold guy, didn't they? Oh, come on, Ralph, don't go too hard on Bristol. There's three things: Blackbeard, slavery, and cider. Shingard says, try Titus Grown by Peak. Bet you would enjoy it. That name rings a bell. When you look at the atrocities of history, today doesn't seem so bad. That's true. Things are getting generally better. We're on a nice little upward trend, but we do get dips every now and again. That's right, Ravelin. Everybody, get your reading glasses up. No, exactly. And just because everyone's like, oh no, we abolished slavery years and years before lots of other people did, and then you're like, yeah, but not in the colonies. All of our slavery was off-site. We didn't ban slavery entirely. Snow Crash was meant as a parody. Oh, I never knew that. Maybe if I read it through that lens, it would make a little bit more. It'd seem a bit better. Because I remember not being that hot on that one when I read it. The industrious days of the 60s and 70s. Weren't we all still in really bad debt from World War II in the 60s and 70s? I can't remember. I don't know those dates. I was born in 1980, so I remember. To be honest, I don't think I'd want to go back to anywhere in my life previously. The 90s were a bit shit, in my opinion. Then again, my life kind of hinges around computers and games and technology, and the thought of going back to pre-mobile phones and going back a graphics card generation would horrify me. I don't think I could handle it. Excuse me. That's true. It has a lot of context outside of its very, very tainted brand elsewhere. But, I can understand why people, shy away from its use. I mean, it's not contiguous use in the West. It's kind of disappeared for a long time in the West and then popped back up again when certain arsehole decided he was going to use it on his flag. But yeah, places like China and stuff, it all makes perfect sense for it to be there. A reaction to Bruce Sterling and William Gibson. I've never heard of Bruce Sterling, to be honest. William Gibson, of course, I know. Yeah, true. It is one of those things that's just, a doodle can easily end up being one by accident. I wonder how many like drawings of windows have started out as a swastika. Written in 1992, it just turned out he had the tone of the late 90s down pat. Oh, okay. Because I was not reading a whole heap of stuff that wasn't role-playing game supplements at that point, so I wouldn't really know. Yeah, no, pre-Steam, meh. Not really keen on going back to those days. Yeah, musically, I'd quite like to visit the 70s. Then again, I'd bump into my parents as not as teenagers. Oh yeah, they had me when they were in their 20s, so probably, yeah, teenagers. Fucking hell. Excuse me. What did we just zoom up here for? Oh, calm down. Oh, someone's had a baby. Very, very, very uninteresting. Let's go back down to the adamantine, see if we can dig a bit more out. And oh my god, it's 10 to 4 in the fucking morning, guys. Okay, looks like I'm not going to be up till 2 or 3 in the afternoon tomorrow. Oh dear. Right, let's dig some more of this stuff out. Presumably that can all come out. That can definitely all come out. Don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see. Let's get some digging done. Resume. I would love to travel back in time as observer mode. Yeah, it is a bit ironic that I wouldn't want to go to pre-Steam or graphics card days. But you know, I only play so much Dwarf Fortress because it's so insanely popular on Twitch. If I play anything else, nobody really gives a shit. But if I play Dwarf Fortress, people come out of the woodwork and they're like, Dwarf Fortress, yes, excellent. So it's kind of a little feedback loop. People watch it, so I play it. Not that I don't enjoy it, because I wouldn't play it if I didn't, but yeah, you get what I mean. Yeah, I'd love to go back in observer mode, like a force bubble around me. Be able to like float around, because I'd love to go and see like building of the pyramids, Paleolithic times. I'd love to go and see people living prehistoric lives, before what we know. Imagine what you could find out about the Native Americans and their societies. You could go and look at the Olmecs. You could find out what they were doing with all those giant heads they carved. Imagine that. Imagine going and seeing them erecting the first of the Easter Island Moai statues. I mean, there's so many great things you could go and observe in history that would be fun, but you just wouldn't want to live there. You know? I'd like a time travel holiday, but I don't think I'd want to move there, you know? If I could time travel back a little bit and do the whole win the lottery thing, maybe I'd do it, Larrington. But I'd be really worried about fucking shit up. I've seen enough time travel stories go south to have thought about the horrible implications of how badly you can destroy things with time travel. Then again, you know, it would be fun to prove like things like multiverse theory. I mean, maybe time travel's not possible, but maybe you can skip to a practically identical world, Rick and Morty style, just a little bit further back in their timeline. What's going on here? Someone's seeking an infant. My God, they're knocking out the babies, aren't they? They're knocking them out left, right, and centre. It's not just Sal who's having them. It's every dwarf for themselves, or for their family, rather. See. Come on, back down to the adamantine. Watch him get it dug out. Oh my god. Okay, so can we dig out this to try and uncover a bit more adamantine? It's a very spicy dig site here. Very spicy. Oh yeah, Larrington, buying bitcoins. Fucking hell. Then again, this was something that came up on the Triforce podcast, actually. If you did go back, you'd have to plan for it. If you were just taken as you are now and dumped back, say, 10 years in the past, I don't think there'd be much you'd be able to actually practically do with the knowledge you have. Sure, you'd know kind of general trends, but the dates are crucially important for things like manipulating the stock market or winning the lottery and things like that. You need to know exact, precise things. I suppose if you know vaguely the high point of Bitcoin, you could do that. That would kind of work. Who's Jack the Ripper? That's a good point. See Led Zeppelin? That would be good. Excuse me. Hiccups. Oh, excuse me. I don't think it's 100% confirmed who Jack the Ripper was. There's lots of theories out there, but I don't think they... I'm fairly confident, Sal, that Stonehenge was used as an astronomical calendar. But then again, the greater context of that use is a little bit vague. Religious? for farming. I don't know. Apparently there's fairly good evidence that there was a fairly large druidic culture making megalithic structures that was like pan-European, all across Europe and maybe even further, that may have had some kind of travelling priesthood, and Stonehenge was part of that sort of like it was like the termination point of a grand kind of pilgrimage kind of thing. But I don't think that's fully like proven. Yes, it would be a good place for a picnic, but not a great place to live. Oh, excuse me of all my sniffling. Oh, they found a cloth with almost certain incriminating DNA. Interesting. No, Sal, other people are now having babies too. It's not just you. You can get out of the stirrups now. It'll be fine. If you have any interest in cyberpunk, I do check out Bruce Sterling. He was piling up awards at the same time as William Gibson in the genre. They did a novel together, in fact. I've been watching quite a few interviews with the guy who made the Cyberpunk 2077 tabletop game. I can't remember his fucking name, but he's really working with the CD Projekt guys. And I've been thinking about getting into the Cyberpunk role-playing game a bit, especially seeing as the computer game's coming. But I will look into Bruce Sterling. I need to take a note about that though, otherwise I'll forget. The most logical way for endless universes to exist is when every different movement of even one electron changes the entire timeline. You see, that to me, with that kind of infinite, every possibility of every kind of interaction of every particle creates a continuum, is kind of the most sort of plausible method, understandable method for time travel I can think of. Because in that paradigm, everything is deterministic. Everything that can happen will happen, and therefore you're kind of, the probability of something is almost like the distance you are from it in a trans-dimensional kind of sense. I'm very tired. What's going on? It's 2 minutes to 4 in the morning. I'm talking about multiple universes, fucking literature. It's going mad. Man, if fucking Stonehenge was a massive troll, that would be amazing. That would be fucking brilliant. Nighty night, Hyber, no way. I'm not going to be far behind you. It's nearly time to go. An alien reality TV show. That would be interesting. Like the Truman Show, but everybody is Truman. Okay. I think this is it. Oh, hang on. We've got a mood. We'll finish the mood. We'll see the mood, and then we'll call time. Farmer, if you wouldn't mind, please make us an item that bookends our show. Fucking hell, where'd that breeze come from? Windows ain't that done. Oh, Christ alive, the sun's coming up. Oh no. Okay, they've claimed a leatherworks. Here we go. Yeah, no, that would be cool. Learning all the language would be fun. I'd love that. Being able to learn a dead language like properly. That would be amazing. Just do it through immersion. Go in your little time travel bubble, sit there, listen to people talking and stuff. Fantastic. Now that's the way to time travel. In your little impervious energy bubble. Don't be doing it by actually physically travelling to times when the diseases would kill you. No, no, no. Do it in an energy bubble. To be fair, I think the reason they're practicing astronomy is because they've got no fucking books, televisions, or any of that shit. And about the most exciting thing you can do at night is look at the stars. Because when you do see the stars in like a proper dark area, they are spectacular. Like a good non-polluted night sky looks incredible, but we don't get to see that so much these days living in a city. So, I mean, you can understand why they would be captivated by the night sky, for sure. Can't stop myself boogieing. Basic astronomy, I suppose so. It's also, it gives you quite a few good frames of reference for, like, you know, the progression of the seasons, watching the procession of the stars through the sky, you know, making those kind of observations. It's kind of like the basis of like having a solid calendar and stuff like that, I think. I don't know, we'll never really know. Oh, it's begun the mysterious construction. Very exciting. Excuse me. Shouldn't take long now. We'll have our final session closing item very shortly. How long have I been going for? Oh god, 3¼ hours, and I played Armour beforehand as well. Excuse me. I can see the viewers are all dropping off one by one. It's ticking down, going doop, 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 getting far too late. Excuse my snotty nose as well. How rude. Man, I do want to go and... I keep meaning to take the kids out to one of those like stargazing meetups where everyone has like blackout blinds on their tents and caravans, and people bring telescopes and stuff, and you can have a look at the stars. But I don't think the youngest is quite old enough to appreciate it yet. I don't think she's going to be... she's only 5. I think they need to be a little bit older before they can be expected to sit still long enough. Oh, I know. Oh, well, that's fascinating stuff, though. So I would love to know about the people who did the caves at Lascaux. I mean, just to think that was what tens of thousands of years ago. So interesting. Oh, well, if we do find out the ancient alien dudes were right, then that's in many ways even more exciting. I would like that. I would be very happy with that. That'd be fun. Great fun. But also kind of like, ah shit, what else do we have to reevaluate?
Stukos Onularam, a farmer, has created Mozirstop Entenstiristas, a reindeer leather brace.
There's one of those again.
She claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Likot Ragrooms.
Oh, Ragrooms. Interesting. Let's take a little look-see. So it's called
Routed Fealty, the Distraction of Playing.
Oh, hello.
This is a reindeer leather brace. All craftsdwarfship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with dingo bone and encircled with bands of reindeer leather and apricot wood. This object menaces with spikes of apricot wood. On the item is an image of winter emeralds, the green glass earring, in steel.
Ooh, steel. Careful there, don't use it all up. So there we go. That's our final item of the session. Very exciting. Alex Jones is actually the new Moses, and when we go back, he's proved right. You know what? I used to like Alex Jones in the late 90s and early 2000s. I thought he was kind of cool, and then lately I've been seeing like more and more of it, like going, oh no, no. What have I done? What was I thinking? But I enjoyed some of his 90s stuff. Ah, God, do you remember when... who was the guy... oh man, yeah. Dank memes is our only legacy. That would confuse many people, I think. I think any alien archaeologist looking at it would be like, what the fuck is all this about? Very strange. What I want to find out, actually, what I want to be the truth, is that Alex Jones is actually Alex Jones from the One Show on BBC One, wearing a suit, and then like one day it'll be a big reveal, and she'll like unzip it and go, "Hello, it's me, Alex Jones," and everyone will be like, "Oh, well done, that was an amazing hoax. Wow, you're Kaufman-esque in your ability to carry off these amazing stunts." Anyway, those of you watching on YouTube, fuck knows what's going on. But I'll see you next time, maybe, if this hasn't put you off too much. Bye!